You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening, all. Welcome to Syncretism here on Friday night. Just one sec. Let me see how many have I got here. Just give me a second here. Oh, yeah, there's a... Let me see, maybe... it's only about 30 or 40 there. That should make it up to about 100, though. So we'll just send that. Okay. Anyway, I just like to keep everybody in real time. Send. Yeah. Had a little chat with Carol just before I came on the air there, and she asked me how my day was. And I said, my day's going great. I'm not sure about all these people getting this email, though. Well, sorry about your luck, but there it is. Anyway, so I'm just, doing my thing, hanging out, and I should be up. I have quite a few thousand done before this weekend's out, so it's going to be a real fun Monday for some people. That's what you get for taking the weekend. Oh, the birds are up on the deck to visit. There we go. Anyway, where are we here? Let me just check here. Just wanted to see, because I wasn't sure if Santo was going to be able to make it tonight or not, so I guess we'll find out. And let me see here. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that. Just give me a second here, Eric. And mute your mic out, please, on your end. And the show, because I'll bring you in. And that way you can kind of sit tight. And let me see who else wanted in here. Just checking, guys. So, the first few minutes of the show, just trying to get everybody comfy, cozy, and what have you. So, oh, there we go. Let me go to this one. Make sure I get everybody. And who actually initiated a call from another little group. But anyway, let me see. Yeah, thanks, Ninja. Look at you go. In the 11 Stuff room is the information to call in all by yourself. So there we go. Hello, Nav. Who else we got? Janet. Kishi, of course. Yay. Everybody, yay. And Disco Silva, love it. You guys got some of the coolest handles. It's really neat. Okay. Anyway, stuff happens. What do you mean stuff? Shit happens. Ask the system. So, continue on a bit from last night. We seem to be, a little bit on fire here, so that works for me. Now, I had a chance to have a chat with Ninja earlier as well today. Had a rather interesting phone call. It was one of those perfect moments. And by the way, I should mention that I sent that email. Of course, I don't plan these things. They just kind of, well, you know me, I don't plan anything. I just kind of do what I do and keep going. But when I sent the email yesterday, it was, of course, sent at June 6th. I sent it at 6:31 and 31 seconds. So there's a 13 in the mirror both times, plus a 666. So I thought it was kind of cool. And of course, when I sent the first one out tonight, because I was hunting through some things, it was at 6:45, which is of course 15. That's my magic number. And by the way, 15 is 9 and 6 combined. That's your yin yang. That's why 15 is such a powerful number. And isn't it funny that I was also born on a waxing moon, where it was a half moon, literally, like right down the middle. So again, all these little idiosyncrasies popped up like crazy today. What was the other one? Oh, Summons of the Dead is 96.3 kilobytes. 963. You know how we were talking about that last night? Oh yeah, so just all sorts of stuff. I mean, you cannot plan to write something that is exactly 96.3 kilobytes. Well, you could, but sorry, I just haven't got the time for that. But all things for a reason. But I had this really interesting call come in this morning from a place I got my winter coat that kept me in the fight out all winter basically, and it was interesting because I was thinking about a little bit about Harry Potter, and I call this Harry Potterville, Oz or whatever as I refer to the illusion, and I was pondering some things in Harry Potter, and then of course the name Hermione came up, and I thought, oh, isn't that interesting? Her, my one, so I thought that was kind of neat. And then, of course, do, re, mi, M-I, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, right? Never go back to the money. Never go back to the money. So I'm going to try, as we go out of the gate here, I'm going to try to point out how to see an allegory and see it conveyed fractally. Because that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with fractals. Everything is an allegory. Everything is an allegory. And I mean that literally. It's the only time I mean it literally. It's all allegory. Everything. Everything is happening right now. That was the main message behind Cloud Atlas. I think 6 parallel lifetimes going at the same time during the same movie, and that's the allegory of everything is happening now. All potentials are happening right now. Which one are we in? Which one are we, experiencing? And anyway, so I got thinking about Hermione, and then, of course, the young lady that played it was Emma Watson, and I just, for whatever reason, it was the whole Hermione thing, and starting to. This is part of that Polaroid I was saying that was beginning to develop. As I go on here for the next few minutes, you'll understand what I'm saying, hopefully. Anyway, so thought left me, but during that, the phone went off. It was in the house, and I went in and I missed it, my cell phone, and so I looked at it and said, "Oh, Terraware." That's where I got my coat. Catherine, that owns the place, is a very interesting Aquarian and very wide awake. So are her staff, which was kind of odd that, went there. But then you have the ta-ra-ware. Now the word ware, there's that as below W with ra in the mirror and E for reverse of darkness being light. And when we talk about like warehousing, right, that's goods, selling your wares, as it was. So when I ever use the word aware, what I'm really saying is I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the goods. No. I'm aware. And A before a letter means not. It negates the word. And then, of course, where or wares, not awares. So I'm certainly not buying. And then, of course, I call back. Just to see, okay, well, gee, I wonder why Terraware's calling. So I called and I said, "Hey, this is Kate calling. You guys just called." And the young lady on the other end, "Yeah, this is Emma. Your new outfit is ready." And I said, "A new outfit?" That's kind of odd, because I didn't order one. Kind of not in that position, unless someone over there is being really nice and, whatever, but no, there's nothing that I know of. And she said, "Well, that's kind of weird, because I have your number here to call you." And anyway, so I said, I'll go talk to Kathy and give you a call back or whatever. I haven't heard anything, but the message had already been delivered as far as I'm concerned, because I was pondering while I was thinking of the Harry Potter stuff. I was pondering, the city of Guelph and setting the world stage there. It was through, this is again the thought that goes into intent, put the will behind it and create it. And that's how I started. I'd already been involved in a world record event. I got 3 world records with it, with the group. And I thought, well, that was 181 hours concert. And I thought, well, I can beat that. I've got enough people around that we could beat that, no problem. So set to planning it with Sue and myself, and of course, lo and behold, we got everything worked out, and the world record was set for 200 hours, 8.5 days, non-stop, 24 hours. The rules were simple: no more than 5 minutes between performers, and no more than 2 minutes between songs. And we did this for 8.5 days, 24 hours, all night, all day, and set Guelph on the map with a world record. Of course. Well, I kind of figured that anyway, but it was oh my goodness, it was all about club. Never mind, the 65 people that were involved actually doing this, But anyway, that was a little pet peeve at the time. Even got a notice or a letter from the mayor, the one involved in all the fraud. This is what I mean. They couldn't love me enough, and then they couldn't try to destroy me enough. It was really funny, thanking Sue and myself for the effort we did with giving Guelph a world record and all the rest of the shite that goes along with that. So I was thinking to myself, am I ready to take on the world stage again, and be a part of that again? Because I've done it a few times, Judge, Master, Sovereign. So I mean, it's not like, this is why I tell people, don't think that you can't. I used to, and lo and behold, things always happen. That if the intent is there and the will behind it, absolutely, you are the most incredible spark of light in the universe. I know that, mirror, mirror. And so the thought hit me, it says, am I really ready for the world stage? And I answered myself, yeah, I'm ready. And it was about that time that the phone went off. So that was the universe telling me that your new outfit is ready, and time to get the show on the road. So it was you had to be a part of it, but these are my little breadcrumbs and whatnot. And this was something that happened today. So I'm going to try to get into showing you more of the allegories that you can look at. Now, probably those in the U.S. and probably the UK, I'm not sure as far as other parts of the world, but they've been having these alien, crash landing scenarios where, at schoolyards and stuff, and then of course they've had that. I think FEMA was doing the zombie sort of thing, and this is why you got to start laughing at this shit, guys. It's hilarious when you see it for what it is. It's like, wake up. See the funniness, right? Creator's a joker, trust me. Anyway, so and of course all the different movies over the years, and there was a series that was on, I don't know if it's still on now or not, I haven't watched TV in a long time, but there was one series that I had a lot of fun watching, because it was very, very well done, and it was, I believe, called The Walking Dead, and it was on one of those arts stations or whatever, so it wasn't like a mainstream, but it was getting all sorts of awards. I think I watched maybe a season and a half of it, and then I correlated it to humanity overall. You see, this is the one little fractal of the whole. So what I saw that as, and this is the Polaroid coming into view I'm trying to share. This is that download I was talking about. And when you look at it, okay, the main character in it was a local sheriff. Of course, what is the sheriff? He or she is the highest in terms of their legal system. Is the highest authority in any county. Basically, the sheriff is God. And I mean, this is part of what I'm seeing happening now with sheriffs standing. That's divine law. That's the analogy or the allegory for divine law coming back into force. And so I saw that as, okay, it's divine law leading this ragtag group of people that survived this viral outbreak. That turned everybody into a zombie, except a handful of people here and there. Now, isn't that interesting? How alone have you felt in knowing what you do? Do you not often feel that you're surrounded by zombies? The Walking Dead, as it were? And of course, we know what the Walking Dead truly is. It's the allegory of the birth certificate and how they killed us at birth. Created the debt obligation, skinned us alive, basically, and made us cannibalize each other by using the skin or money of their system. And of course, the more money you go after, the more cannibalistic you are. And of course, what do zombies do? Well, the first thing they want to do is go over and eat the healthy meat, right? Kill the ones that haven't been, affected, because their DNA was programmed a little bit higher, and they withstood the virus. And that's exactly what you have done. You've withstood the virus. And isn't it interesting that all the zombies want to come and attack and feed on your brain, right? There's your system again. Your cops, your judges, your lawyers, your politicians, your kings and queens and popes and all the rest of these guys, right? So they're the zombies. They're the Walking Dead, the living dead, right? And you are the ones that were the sheriff and the ragtag group of people that were trying to survive any way you could. knowing what you did, and because of course zombies, they're not thinking, they're just meat sticks looking for meat. That's it. And that's effectively what humanity has been turned into, but it's awakening now, right? So just trying to show you the zombie analogy as compared to the legal system. Because these allegories everywhere are trying to tell you what to look for. How can you see it? So I'm just trying to further this whole idea of how to look at things, or how to see beyond their veil. And I mean the correlations keep going and going and going, but it resonated on all levels. And here we are surrounded with zombies, and some of them were healing, and more of them are awakening from their Walking Dead sleep. There's the movie Dead Man Walking, right? So there's all sorts of different things here. So, but what do we got? Just checking down. Okay, yeah, Roseanne, I can do that, hon. I'll bring you in with me. And I've got Eric in there. Just mute out your mic, okay? I know you don't want to speak, so I'll just bring you in here. All right, so there we go. Love and stuff. Okay, going back to the room. Yeah, we have Carol in the call here, so I'll open up Carol's mic. And there you go. There. Carol, you there?
Yeah, honey, I'm here. I just want to let you know we sang happy birthday to you last night on our call.
Really?
Yeah, we had Doc C down in El Paso. She has a birthday on the same day, on Saturday the 15th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we sang happy birthday to you and to Doc C.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and happy birthday, Doc C.
We love you,
Excellent.
honey.
Oh,
I'll mute out.
You're loved right back. I'll leave your mic open, so jump in when you want.
Thank you, dear one.
No worries, kiddo. All right. Better open up Miranda's mic, because she's sitting there, and I know she's chomping. Miranda's always chomping at the bit. That's why I get along with her.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm really good. Really, really good. I was so blown away last night. It was just like, da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Patty to jump in here again, because I didn't even take the time really until just before the show. I'm actually, when I was loading up the document to Katie's Cove, that's a Facebook group. I'm probably going to start another one that's open, because I can't make this one not secret. Anyway, so I'll probably do another Katie's Cove. But anyway, I load up I did that so I could load documents. And when I was loading it up, that's when I noticed it was 96.3. I hadn't noticed how many kilobytes it was, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, 963. Are you kidding me here? You can't plan. Well, you can, but I didn't plan it. It's just like, woo, that's kind of cool. So there you go. And Patty just took it right out of the water last night.
And stuff today, though, has been resonating more and more. I sent round that thing on the Mayan astrology.
Yeah.
And when I read mine, it was all about single lines and dots. I was thinking, oh, what? Here's all the circles and the lines again. And then today I was in the woods trying to do a lexigram of the pyramids. And I've got quite a lot of words. I haven't managed to do a lexigram yet, because that doesn't always come straight away. But it's very fascinating what is within, of course, would be there.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, lexicograms, like songs, like, everything else, they're downloads. They're not something you can just sit and do. It's like you said before that be out walking you'll be out for a walk in the woods or whatever, and then it'll hit you, and then you have to sit and write it all out, right?
Yeah, like the Royal Post Office, when I dreamt that, and when I woke up, it just like dong 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 dong.
No, exactly. And just a little shout out to Tony there. Yeah, you can tag me on Skype. So just letting you know, it's all good. That's what happens when I never close doors, right? So we'll see where that one goes. You know me, always always a rescue diver, but this rescue diver's standing on the beach. You think you can make it? Well, come on ashore. Can't help you from here.
The sound's really not good tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you keep breaking up.
What are the odds? Well, everything seems to be okay here. Haven't got yet. Nav's got good sound. Anybody else having issues with sound? It could just be the Skype, Miranda.
Oh, yeah, no, maybe it is, yeah.
Yeah, because it can be a bit odd between Skypes. So, you know, we've talked before. You know, the old that kind of stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. Thanks, Shay and Colin. Hey, how's it going? And thank you. Yeah, the old reconnect if your sound is bad. Well, it's for me if I hiccups. If I go to reconnect, the show goes on hold. Yeah, it kind of works that way, right? Because I'm the one logged into the board, so there you go. But yeah, we got a lot of really good information out last night with regards to urine therapy. Wee all the way home, right? The Three Little Pigs. Ring a bell? Anybody? The allegory? I'm just saying, you know. I'm going to make it really simple for those that are still stuck on their TLB ego. TLB for the new people is tricky little bastard that makes you think it's you, and it tries to be really clever. Okay, I love the aphorism. Oh, I'm going to read it as soon as I get to it. I get aphorisms sent to me in emails every day. I don't always put them up, but the ones that I see as relevant, and of course this one is very relevant, that I got. Let me see. I got this one this morning. This is what I think of your egos and your tricky little bastards and all the silly little questions that people like to ask all the time. And I'm saying that not because it's the people, but it's the ego's desire to analyze or analize everything. You don't have to feel your way through. We're trying to get people to start feeling their way back, right? You've been thinking all along. Where's it got you? Right. Okay, time to change course, change tack on this one. So here's the aphorism. It's number 92. Transcendent wisdom. I mean in everything. The first and highest rule of all deed and speech, the more necessary to be followed, the higher and more numerous our post, is an ounce of wisdom. Here's the key. An ounce of wisdom is worth more than tons of cleverness. It is the only sure way, though it may not gain so much applause. The reputation of wisdom is the last triumph of fame. It is enough if you satisfy the wise, for their judgment is the touchstone of true success. Again, an ounce of wisdom is worth more than tons of cleverness. Guess where wisdom comes from? It can only come from one place. Experience. You can theorize all you want. You can read every book in the planet and never do a damn thing about it, and you have got not 1 ounce of wisdom in you. What you have is practical theory that was never put into practical use. Right? That's the tricky little bastard. It's the practical theory university type. This is, well, you know, that's great. What about this and this and this? Shut up. Okay? Wisdom is going to speak to you now. And there is much wisdom in the Love and Stuff room. Drink your wee, shut up. Is that pretty clear? Seems pretty clear to me. I didn't, you know, have to second guess it, because everything that I looked at very quickly, everything resonated. Man, yeah, that's total. Yeah, absolutely. But then again, I'd already read the book of Aquarius, right? So that was kind of a long, drawn-out sort of thing about making the Philosopher's Stone instead of just. I think what these guys were trying to do was to condense it, and that way they wouldn't have to drink the wee every day. They just have to take little chunks of this Philosopher's Stone every so often. And it was like a super hit, so they weren't having to worry about drink the wee all the time. But anyway, doesn't bother me at all. So there it is in a nutshell. If you want your pineal open, if you want to elevate yourself to higher levels, if you want to get younger, if you want to get healthy, if you want to grow your hair, if you want to get better skin, if you want to basically reverse aging, drink your wee. If you have any other questions about that, tell you what, why don't we put it into practice? Say, give it 3 months, and then come back and tell me all about your wisdom. Because I do understand people asking questions. Yeah, we've been well entrained. Our egos have been well indoctrinated to question everything that we feel. We don't search ourselves. We're always constantly looking outside of ourselves. It's like when people are asking, particular questions and details and this, and that, and the other, that's still a form of idol worship. That is pedestal putting. And everyone knows how Kate feels about that. Kate will take a chainsaw and take any pedestals down. Right? This is about stepping into your own power, not looking outside of yourself for someone else's power. All I can share with you is what I've done. I will not tell you to do anything. I'll tell you what works for me. If you like the things that I'm talking about and the downloads and things are resonating and making sense and whatever, urine therapy is a major part of that. Everything I do is a major part of that. The fact that I don't eat meat, the fact that I don't eat as much as not even close to what I used to because I don't have to. Urine therapy. Whatever, mind over matter. Again, this is meditating, taking the time for yourself. Starting to rebuild that self-assuredness of the God you within. That's not rocket science to me. That's pretty straightforward information. Oh, did I lose Miranda? I think I did. I thought I heard her drop off there. Yeah, that's probably why she was having breakup problems over there. Because it was a very hissy, connection anyway. And that's not to negate what you guys, any of the questions that are being asked. What I want people to start doing is stop asking outside of yourself. Guess how many people I could turn to ask questions? Take a wild stab in the dark. Right. No one. There were people I could reference or whatever. One of the things that I did notice very quickly was anytime I had a gut feeling, I'd start looking for things. The people that were, what you would deem to be leaders in their field got left behind very quickly. Because they were, I've said before, they're all looking at the how, what, when, where, and who. But the only thing I ever saw missing from anyone's research was why. Why? Are you looking at it from the physical, the physical, or are you looking at it from the ethereal, spiritual? Just a quick question. So I always ask why. It's the only question I ask. I mean, the who, what, when, where, and how is it's there. You can see it. The only answer you can't see is why. Does that not make sense? Does that not feel right? Works for me. Oh, I can see Jeremiah's number. Hey, Jeremiah, good to have you. Let's go down the list. I know we've got Carol here, and there's Jeremiah's number. Let me see who else we got. There's Vanessa, Holly. Hey, how's it going? Nav, Cole. You need to have your mic open. Mute on your end. And of course, Brian and Helen. Good to have you guys. Seamus. I see Colleen. And of course, Ninja. And there's Miranda. Let me bring Miranda back in. Okay, click. Let's see if this works.
Shabambu.
There we go. 1 sec. How are you doing, Cole?
Great.
Cool.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, so do you get a copy of The Summons of the Dead yet?
Say again?
Ooh, that was weird. What was that again?
Yeah, I said say again to you.
Oh, okay. This board is not being nice. I'm trying to get Miranda's mic. There it is. Yeah, I just kind of did one of those Max Headroom things. Remember Max Headroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, Cole just did one of them. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know. Here's the thing. All right, how many people have we had talking about urine therapy and their experiences and what they're doing and all the rest of it and blah, 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 blah. And how many amazing reports come out of that? How many more questions do you need? Got to get me some of that. Got to get you some of your own beautiful elixir.
Shivambu.
Just like that. It's not rocket science. It's just, here it is. It's Katie's chainsaw. Just shut up and do it. Go ahead, prove me wrong. You don't want your pineal open? Fine. Keep pissing your life away. You know, keep getting pissed off. Right? There's a great way to destroy your seed. By the way, we got a new moon in Gemini today. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We just lost somebody. That's got to be somebody in my. Did I lose? I know I've got Eric. Let's see if Rosanna dropped out. Okay, now I'm not sure if that's. Yeah, it's Rosanna. Okay. Anyway, they'll try to bring her back in here. Anyway, so can I get a second on that motion of shut up and just drink your wee? I forward the motion. Do I get a second on that?
Second.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, motion's carried. Now it's divine law. I didn't hear anybody else jumping in. Yeah, zombies need love too. You're absolutely right. Hello there. Yeah, a lot of words.
We ought to throw piss all over them. That'll wake them up. In fact, you remember in the old days, that's what people used to do, wasn't it? Throw their pee out the window into the street. On passers-by.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that's the problem with bringing people into the call. It loads up my Skype on me, especially when people drop out. So just I'll let you know that. No need to feel bad. I'm just letting you know that if I've got a couple of people in my call, if one of them has an issue, it can affect me. So just letting you know. Sorry, you were saying there, Miranda?
I was just saying we should be throwing our pee over passers-by and awakening them.
Yeah.
Doing rainbow showers.
Except I can hardly collect enough
for you.
Without drinking
you're
it.
So greedy.
I've got to drink it all.
Oh, yeah. You know, so there's so much. We're now turning fear porn into cheer porn.
Cheers.
Yeah, slancha porn. Anyway, no, it's again. This is we're mirroring all the system's fear. Go ahead, ramp it up. You can't harm us. You can't do a damn thing. See, this is the best part about Aquarius. I know this. I don't believe it anymore. I have stepped across. Anyway, yeah. So if you don't want your pineal open, if you want to keep getting, incredibly overweight, keep eating the processed foods by all means. Make sure you get lots of potato chips and stuff too. That's and of course, Pepsi free and Coke. What's that? Coke Zero or something? Pepsi Zero. I don't know. Well, if they're not putting anything in and no calories, what is it? Sorry. Okay, it sounds like antifreeze to me. No calories. It will embalm you from the inside out. Right. Oh, there's Andy. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Yeah, exactly. Big Pharma does collect pee to make their concoctions. It's not interesting, huh?
Porta-John sells it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, again, there's one of the female hormones they use. It's called Premarin. Premarin, which is pregnant mare urine. That's where they get Premarin from. That they use for hormone adjustment and birth control. So there's got to be something to it. If they're using it, didn't bother telling us though, did they? Of course, those studies that came out of China, and this is going back about the first time I started talking about urine therapy. Then this article pops up. Yes, the Chinese scientists have discovered that there is amazing. They've got stem cells in urine. They've got which can be any cell in the body, and they've got this and that and the other, and blah 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 blah. And it was just a coincidence. Oh, and there was the other thing I wanted to. I think I've already said it, but I want to say it again. Everything is happening now. There is no past. There is no future. That's the illusion. Right? That's why the allegories are there. It's all one big allegory. Because here's a series I talked about that was, this is going back 3 years when it first started, or 4 years, who knows. And it's absolutely relevant now. It was relevant then, it's relevant now. And it will be relevant tomorrow, if we can see it. There was a few others that have been zinging past me. Have you guys been spotting any allegories? Things that mimic, an allegory that mimics the physical realm in a fractal? I know this is such a hard concept. The Polaroid's not quite there yet, but it's getting clearer and clearer by the day. You do know what I mean, though, right? Anybody?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Now, I got your mics open, guys, so when I'm, we're chatting now.
What I found really amazing from Patty last night, you remember when she was saying about the teeth and them being the crowns, and then we said about pearly gates? Well, I just did a tiny bit of research today because I just thought this is interesting. We all, the majority of us are all terrified of going to the dentist. There's this big fear of pain and agony and and injections and But if you think about it, way back when I was young, when you went to the dentist, you were gassed, so you were knocked the frig out. And I am sure that was where most paedophiles started their business, because they had lots of young kids completely comatose on their bench with no one to save them and no one to do anything. So that's why I think that generic fear of the dentist actually comes from. It's a much deeper DNA message there.
Yeah, another interesting stat about dentists, they have the highest rate of suicide.
Well, it's all that mercury poisoning. Yeah.
Mad Hatter.
What happened with me is I had quite a lot of teeth crowded in my mouth, but of course my mouth was actually perfect. That's the real story. And they took out my eye teeth. Yeah, which is spelled EYE. So they take out your eye teeth, which are also known as your canine teeth or dog teeth. And we all know that dog is God. So it's quite interesting. So they initially, when you're young, take out your eye teeth, and then when you hit your teenage years, they want to take out your wisdom teeth. So they're taking out your third eye and your wisdom.
Well, it's kind of funny because I was 21. All my wisdom teeth impacted pretty much at the same time. It was agonizing, so I actually had them all taken out. I thought I was going to get away with it too, with having been able to keep them, but I think I've made up for it though, huh?
Yeah. Because that's a nasty op. They break your jaw, don't they? I mean, it's a pretty serious thing having them out.
Oh yeah, I was. Did I go into? Yeah, I think I had to go into the hospital to get them out because I had to be put under. They were that bad. It was the most next to appendix was agonizing, and that's the thing about it. It just doesn't stop, But it's very interesting looking at the different teeth, incisors, eye teeth, molars, wisdom. Yeah, the different parts of the pearly gates. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. What else did you dig up?
Not much more on teeth. I did quite a bit of work today on anagram and lexigram the pyramids, which was quite interesting on what was coming up in there. I'm going to try and do a lexigram tomorrow when I go to the woods, because I think there's some real woo-hoo-hoo-hoo in there. We've got words like empath and sprite, and what else we got in here? Master and mastery and time and TARDIS and priest. And if you put the L for love in there, you can have temple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so, and the fact that it's a ship. And I've always been completely mesmerized by the triangle, because it's a symbol of the male and the female. When they're put together bottom to bottom, it's a diamond. There's so much to do with that whole angular business.
Yeah, and just to show the mirror on the fearer, okay. When you talk about Mercury fillings, all right, everyone talks about, well, Mercury this and that, blah 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 blah. Okay, well, sorry, who is Mercury? What does planet Mercury represent? The Hermes, the what? The wisdom? How are you looking at it? Are you a fear porn star? Or are you a coin? If I not set it often enough, there's good and evil in everything. The only thing that changes is perspective and intent. So thank you. I've got lots of wisdom in my teeth. My DNA is impervious to it. Why? Because I'm not buying it anymore. I am aware. I have been made awares. Get it? As soon as you become aware of anything, you're not buying it anymore. You see, that's the thing about a truth. Once a truth is realized, what you realize, there's only two things you can do. You can accept it for truth, or you can deny it and have your ass handed to you time and time again. That's the problem with truth. That's why I chose to stand in it and would not yield. End of story, you know. So there's the mirror of the Mercury in your teeth.
Mm.
They take the wisdom out, they put the wisdom back. It's all allegory. Right? Now, Cindy had mentioned, too, that she's had 2 sets of wisdom teeth cut out. You know, well, hey, I had my adenoids taken out, and then I had them taken out again. They grew back. They're not supposed to. Stubborn, eh? Yeah, see, we're just stubborn, Cindy, that's all. It's pretty cool. And by the way, Cindy just spoke with Santo. He's not feeling well. No doubt he's went through a lot of work over the last month, and we're talking of a 16-plus hour adjustment, jet lag. I guarantee you, I know that even just doing the 5-hour difference, if you don't do it just right, you can be a day or two getting into the balance. So we're dealing with almost an entire day out of whack. So that's going to take a little bit to sort himself out. Yeah, no doubt he's still jet lagged and catching up. 2 days in the air. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. That's a long haul, guys. So there you go. But so there's a little update on Santo. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate that. And again, no worries. For me, it's just about making sure that we keep Santo out front and up close and personal with everybody. That's why Friday nights are sacred. I'll just hold the helm and until he gets himself sorted and back to 100%. Thank you. All right. So, tell you what, I'm going to play a little tune. Does that work?
Yay.
Okay. Now you got a bit of hiss on your end, Miranda. So sounds like you anyway. So what I would ask, when you're not talking, maybe mute out just to see if that makes a difference, and slow down the hiss a little bit. It's not too bad. I'm not too worried about it. But I figured, might as well say something because I'm a bitch. Get over it. All right. So here's a little tune, and I got to do this in the order if my mouse is going to be cooperative tonight. And let me see. Yeah, it's been a great day. It's going to be even better. Here's a little shout out. This is for the Love and Stuff room. If you guys could do me the favor of, maybe if you could pick a bank, say Bank of Montreal, and start looking for as many email addresses as you can get. Toronto would be a good start, and maybe collate them. Maybe if one or two of you want to get together on it, fine, but rather than everybody going, I'll do it, somebody, if you want to do that, that'd be great. I do have a lot of email addresses. Unfortunately, they're a bit scattered, and I'm trying to get those back together. And another one, like say Royal Bank of Scotland, someone in the UK, if you want to pick that one up, and just put a list together of all the names into a Word document, and I will be more than happy to send my little summons to them with all the information. And my new outfit is ready, and it's time to take this big Well, I had a saying in music, go big or go home. So now I'm going big and going home. Right? There's no or anymore. Oh, another interesting word, by the way, before I do this song. You've heard of the oracles? Like the Greek oracles or whatever? Well, I slowed it down today and went aura-cul. So who's trying to harvest your aura? Isn't that interesting? Because you're looking outside of yourself for an answer instead of looking within. So I thought that was another interesting little clue word. So on that note, tune time.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
Somewhere like a dream, your world washed over me and took me far away, so very far away. Made sense of all things wrong, gave hope where all was gone. What do I need to say, really need to say? Your eyes are all the words I need, wanting nothing in return. Your love is unconditionally. I have so much to learn. When I hold you in my arms, nothing seems to matter. I'll never let you get so far. Being there is what you do. When my world caved in around me, nothing through the smoke to see. There you were, still standing like an angel, holding on to me. Somehow you pulled me through, turned faith back into truth completely, so completely. Held strong when others ran, gave my heart a place to stand, and you saved me, more than saved me. Your eyes are all the words I need, wanting nothing in return. Your love is unconditionally. I have so much to learn. And when I hold you in my arms, nothing seems to matter. I'll never let you get so far. Being there is what you do. And when my world caved in around me, nothing through the smoke to see. There you were, still standing like an angel, holding on to me. When I hold you in my arms, nothing seems to matter. I'll never let you get so far. Being there is what you do. When my world caved in around me, nothing through the smoke to see. There you were, still standing like an angel, holding on to me.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
And welcome back. Yeah, everyone out with their weed whackers. Yeah, it's still a kind of a chilly day here. It's about the same as yesterday, maybe slightly warmer, but Still got the winter coat on. Not bad. What is it, June 7th? My goodness. Yeah, bizarre. Right, so you know the routine, guys. The Oracle at Delphi, indeed, Ninja. We have Steve. I wonder if Steve wants to come in. Okay. I'm just checking the room here. Oh, yeah, it's not a group call, Charisma. That's an old show. I don't reuse them. That's why I should just leave them, and I delete them from my Skype once we're done with them for that night. But they're only 4-1. If anybody does want to jump in here, see this one that you guys are typing in right now is old, and wish you wouldn't use them. Just go into the love and stuff. That's why it's there. There at the moment. Return of the Com Seal. Oh well, hey, maybe we'll get Kishi to explain that. There we go. Thank you. Get into the love and stuff room. Stop annoying me. All right. If there is anyone that does want in, that's it's kind of one of my favorite tunes too. Anybody that does want in, just let me know, guys. Or as Ninja's right, she's cringing right now. Would you stop doing that? Make them bloody well phone on themselves. Can feel it. Again, it's just the page you're listening to. Just refresh it and hit the Skype button. If you do have problems listening on the Blog Talk page, then use your default player. You'll find it to be a whole lot better in many ways, sound especially. Okay, now let me see. Thank you. All right, good. Let me just get rid of this. Here, I'll just do this one. Where are we? Call. I'll leave that one just so I'm not part of that one. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks, Ninja. You have it all together. Okay, Charisma wants in. All right. So let me get that one. See. And better go to BTR host and mute out, please, Charisma. And that brings you into the call. And if you do want to talk, unmute, and you know how the rules go. Again, we have area code 719 have hit the number 1, so I can see that they want to chat. And that's all you got to do, guys. Just hit 1 on your dial pad on Skype. Open up the dial pad, hit 1 there. Or if you're in the Skype room, just let me know that you want to chat. Area code 719. I know this number.
Good evening, Kate and family. What a blessing it is just to be here, sitting in my car waiting for somebody to get off work. But, the last time you played that song, the first time I heard it, I told you that it was very special to me. It happened to be on Memorial Day, and I had written some things to my children to just remind them of their father's love for them. And I told you that he had written a song, and in that, the title of the song was "You Saved Me Again Today." And in your song, you had the words, "You saved me." And at the end of this, when you played the song, you said, "Oh, there's the weed whacker again." And we had a lawn care business.
There you go.
So I'm just letting you know, I love these synchronicities, and that is just one of the most beautiful songs. I think it is. I like Rescue, and I like Pretty Eyes, but I really like this song, and you do a beautiful job singing it. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thank you.
And happy birthday.
It's still 8 days. I'm kind of milking this 48 thing, right? But here's the interesting
you're going to get a happy birthday every day, probably. You're going to really milk it good.
I guess.
And I'm buying it.
There you go. Okay. But here was something else that was interesting about June 15th. Here we are, because we have on June 15th I turned 49, which is 7 sevens, and of course 7 days later is June 22nd, which was mentioned to me yesterday by a friend of mine. So I was kind of looking at the 777, and of course the dots that Patty was connecting last night. I was really hoping she was going to call in tonight. I'm just checking Skype. I still got 8 days, you know. Okay, well, I'm going to milk this last 8 days. All right, so here we go. Okay. Charisma's not going to come in there. And thanks, Kishi. You guys, you know, what are you trying to do? Give me an eagle or something? Stop. You know, I'm just doing.
I really like what you're doing, Kate, with bringing everything back to that balance of the middle of the road. You know, with like even talking about the teeth, you know, and the fact about the mercury, you know, being both good and, I mean, you can look at it either way, and which way are you looking at it. I really like the way you keep bringing, I think that's a good thing, to just keep, that's what people need to hear, because it's not a matter about hope then, you know, because hope, again, puts the manifestation off, but it, like you were talking about Cloud Atlas, which I haven't seen, but I've heard about it, and the fact that, you know, it's bringing everything back to what's happening right now. That's what the real world is, whatever your world is.
Yeah, way of the peaceful warrior. Well, here's another thing too. All you got to do is you know, take the feminine kundalini out of the word, and you have the difference between a curse and a cure. Why don't we say cur? Well, because that's a curse, right? Cure and curse, cure and cur, right? Mer, cure, e. Right, now the sound E could be the yang in the mirror, right, darkness, or it could be as the Y on the end, which is the tree of life, creation, right? So what exactly is mer, cur, E, right? Again, there's that wisdom, or wise and dumb at the same time, just like, you know, free and dumb. What are these words really? This is why I went after the words. This has been the main focus. Oh, and speaking of which, I had to go down and grab some bread and tomatoes. So as I'm going down, I just looked to my left at, you know, the cars that were in their little driveways, and what was the first one? Oh, the first one I looked at, it was sitting parked out, was an Escape. And then I just chuckle and I go down a little bit and I look over again, and there's a Focus. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can. This is how I spend my time. I'm constantly looking at what is right now. I'm not going to get caught up in, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? And yeah, we have our little chats now and then and whatever. But my main focus is to be focused and to stay in that now moment, to see, you know, what's the relevance of someone walking two huskies right now. Now that probably resonated with somebody. Don't know why, but again, everything that's relevant to that may not be relevant to me may be relevant to somebody else. It's just like you were saying, Mim, about the weed whacker. You had a lawn business, of course, like an angel. So these are there's your now moments, and you're seeing the allegory.
Yeah, you got it. That's exactly it. And I guess I do know that about myself, and I have been someone who's looked up words before, but I hadn't looked at them with breaking them down, you know, the way that you're doing it. And I was going to ask you what that word was, lexi something that was used
lexigram.
Earlier. Lexigram. Now that's a word I don't know. If you could tell me, I would appreciate that.
Well, let me see if I've got Miranda here, and I think between her and Patty, they'll have a field day. Oh, yeah, you're open, Miranda, so jump all over that one. Miranda.
I'm assuming it means what you were just describing, but nevertheless, I'd still be interested in hearing it.
Sorry,
yeah, no, yeah, no worries, kiddo. I was waiting for you. Yeah, so if you can that's Mim you're talking to. So
hi, Miranda.
Hi, Mim. Hi. The term lexigram has been used to describe a mystical property of words, similar to numerology. And a lexigram decodes hidden messages in words or titles by putting together full sentences from letters in that word that convey a deeper meaning of the original word. It is considered a spiritual process. I'll stick that in the chat room so people can actually see. I don't know, have you ever heard any of the lexigrams I've done?
I don't think Mim has.
No, I haven't.
Do you want to hear a lexigram?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you. I'm going to mute out, but yes, go ahead, Miranda, and I love your voice.
Thank you. I'm going to do the Catherine Renee Thompson one. So from the letters Catherine Renee Thompson, every word you're now going to hear has been taken from that word, from those letters. Catherine Renee Thompson. Is she a he or not? Is he a she or not? No matter. Katie is not a person. Keith is her name, no more. She is honest. She is the hope, the mothership to take me home. Emperor, an earth mother, here to steer the sheep, to speak to the nation, no more names. She is the timekeeper, an astronomer, here to interpret for the sheep, to steer the sheep at Easter time. A path taker, a map maker, Thesmophoria, the Rosetta Stone. She has reset the time, a hierophant sent to atone. In this transient hemisphere, someone, anon, no one, no man, no name. No more Romans, no more ransom. This is treason, not honour. Katie the noisemaker, the pioneer, has honour. Her home is Orion. She is arisen to honour the sheep, to steer the sheep. No more Roman spin, no more Roman shit. Katie is here to atone the sheep, to take them home, to take me home. No more I in this Roman theatre. Katie the Tsar, sent here to atone the sheep. No more sheep, no more names, no more Roman tormentors. To Katie's Orion Empire, amen. To Katie Catherine Renee Thompson, amen.
Wow.
So that's a lexigram.
Now, who?
Go ahead,
Miranda, did you write this?
Yeah, I did.
What an awesome work.
Yeah. Well, it comes to me. I've always loved anagrams, but this is a much more deeper spiritual meaning of what really is. And you can do this only in the English language. It doesn't work in any other language. And you can do it with anybody's name, but to actually lexigram it, that's a deeper thing. And when I first heard Kate, I listened to Kate quite a bit on Santos's show. I don't know how long ago, over a year ago now. And she just really resonated with me. And then when I discovered her name, and it just flowed out of me, and there it was. I've done other lexigrams on various different things. But when it comes, it comes.
Well, it was such a perfect description of who Kate is, but also I have to say that in order to get it, it's really one of those downloads that you have to be, kind of in the spirit and not really trying to get it with your logical mind, but you just have to go with the flow of the cadence of even the way that you almost sang it.
Yes,
and that was very beautiful.
Thank you. And another very interesting thing about it is you can, decipher and find lots of words in something, and then you can go back to it months later, years later, and find things that you couldn't see there before. So it is a real layer. It's like an onion.
Very multiple dimensions, very multiple layer, very multiple universe.
Absolutely. And I have an anagram machine that will, work out every word that's in, a set amount of letters. But I don't ever use it now because it spoils it. It doesn't make the miraculous magicalness of, of what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing it. That was really beautiful, and kudos to you, Kate.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's not a whole lot I have to live up to. I'll be okay.
Well, you don't have to live up to it because it is you. It is who you are, and I think all the people that have been listening to you recognize that, and how incredible that another person can even put that into words the way that Miranda did.
Oh, I remember the first day she told me. This was last summer, and I was kind of, huh? Okay. I think I said the same thing then. It's like, yeah, not much to live up to there. I'll just sit back here and get my Doritos and Diet Coke real quick, you know. Not a chance. But yeah, especially with what Patty was talking about with Orion last night, and the fact that the power that's going out there, and why the focus on Orion Nebula is to capture the consciousness coming out of it, the young stars, our consciousness, and Patty put a few things together for me last night, so it took what I was already discussing with regards to Orion to another level, and knowing full well that there is, from what George Gavaslis was talking about, and like he gets pretty deep, and it's not that I agreed with everything, but there is something about him that really resonates with me, and a couple of things that he had been sharing. Don't mind me doing dishes while I'm on the air. That's the way I am. Gotta keep busy. Got the other twin working, right? But
we wondered what all that clicking was in the background.
Yeah, sorry. I'm done now. Sorry, that's just me. I see something that needs doing, and I do it, right? But
makes me feel at home.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We're gonna do a little cooking lesson later. And actually,
mi casa su casa, right?
Mi casa su casa. Yeah. For those that don't speak Spanish, my home is your home. My castle is yours. There we go. Where was I? Oh yeah, with regards to Orion and putting the pieces together there, and of course one of the stars in the belt is what George was referencing in one of his lectures, and about these a couple of very powerful entities that were probably considered the most evil in the universe, and they had taken on the most beautiful form. So perfect deception, right? Oh, they're beautiful. They must be. Oh, why are they ripping my soul out of me? Okay, that kind of thing. And of course, that being in the belt, which the nebula is as the Mayans used to call it, the hearth of the stone, or something to that effect. It's the hearth or the furnace. Now, who posted it today? I always like making sure people. It was on Facebook. I'll go to Facebook. Had posted astronomy picture of the day, which just so happened to be Cygnus X. And if you look at the actual picture, it is on my Facebook. By the way, for those that want to get a hold of me on Facebook, it's pretty easy. Kate.Renee.5, and I think was it Peter? It might have been Peter. One sec. And Skype is katie.renee.thompson. KATIE.RENEE.THOMPSON, and we can get you guys into the love and stuff room. But yeah, beautiful picture of it's from the Herschel telescope, and the picture itself I think encompassed 500 light years across. And if you look at this picture, you can actually see the swan within it, and it's quite something. Oh, and Patty had mentioned about gematria, and I did talk quite a bit about that, a few years back, because that was one of the tools I like to use for cracking word codes. And gematria gives a numerical value to words. I forget the name of it, so I have the link. If you there's a page you can site you can go to and put in words or phrases to get the gematria value of it, and to see what other numerological matches there are in other statements. And this was one of the early on keys for me of seeing the equal and opposite very clearly in the words. And I would have to give gematria and intuition the credit for seeing the word mirrors. Let's go with a lexicon of the word cures. Well, there's curse. The curse is the cure, right? It's the same thing. All you've done is shift the letter over a couple of places, and that's it. So, I mean, that's a very, very minor lexigram, but it's a lexigram nonetheless. It's taking the same letters and rearrange them. That was the other reason why, and it was talking with Miranda last summer as well when we got into the lexicograms. That was another step in my little walk. When I was talking to her about the lexicograms, and again, this for me, that was a very new thing. I probably brushed across the term once or twice in my life, and it never really stuck until the universe said, "Yo, here's Miranda. Shut up and listen." I said, "Okay," so I did, and it was at that point that I thought, breaking words apart and lexicograms and all the rest is great, but I need to know what the letters mean, what the actual sigils themselves represent, because they're symbols unto themselves, and every letter, number, symbol. Now look at drums, cymbals. They give that ongoing sound. It's another vibration. So there's that's why symbols are so powerful, because they are a vibration. And what I tracked it down to, of course, everything crossed my desk at exactly the time I needed it, and lo and behold, there are all the letters. One website had it. I still have it linked somewhere, but was showing all the letters and numbers, and I'm talking Hebrew. I'm talking all the letters, everything, English or the Arabian or Arabic alphabet we use, or whatever the case may be. But regardless, everything came off the flower of life. Everything. So I thought, wow, there's an interesting thing. No wonder they have so much power in the spells, because every shape, symbol, and number came off the flower of life. Depends how you want to pronounce it, flower or flower, right? So it's it's really playing with the phonics of the words, and getting a deeper understanding of the sounds, and then breaking them down from there. Look at the culinary arts, right? The harvesting arts. When you're working in a kitchen, you're generally carving up, consciousness, along with, vegetables and what have you. And that's not to say there isn't consciousness in vegetables and what have you. Trees give fruit for a reason. And they're giving of themselves, but they're not giving up themselves. A tree that would give itself up would end up in a carving, let's say. So, lots of different perspectives on how to look at things, and that's all I chose to do, was take a step back. I just want to see if I can still find this photograph here. So I kind of went off in a little mini rant there. I think was it in this or Katie's Cove? It might have been in Katie's Cove. And if it is, I will go dig it up. But anyway, the picture of Cygnus X, you can see beautiful, beautiful swan with its wings spread wide, and it was only part of the constellation. So there's the fractal within the fractal within the fractal again, right? This is a constant, ongoing theme, or meme, if you will. Let me see. Just want to see. Yep, my message went. I just had to check out. Look there for a sec. Now, nobody else is jumping in tonight. What's with you guys?
Hey, Kate.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Have you seen? Have you seen the your Mayan astrology reading that was posted in the?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but I did do my Mayan. I am a duality Kawak. Kawak, by the way, is Kawak or Cauac, which are both in coin collecting. If you're banknote collecting, a radar bill is one that has a number that reads the same way both ways, and they're fairly scarce and collectibles. So I thought that was interesting. Look at that. There's the mirror within itself, right? And of course, I'm white solar mirror. What are the odds? Just saying, of course, and duality. And when I looked at, that's why I looked at all the different zodiacs. I wanted to get a broader perspective of me from other perspectives. So I'm going to have to head right over there. So I'm very curious. I have to ask Cole, did you do it?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at yours right now. The site is astrodreamadvisor.com.
Okay.
And I was going to read the first paragraph here.
Okay, go ahead.
The white solar mirror. White mirror represents the hall of mirrors, where you can face your own reflection and see the truth about yourself. As a mirror, white mirror merely reflects what is, whether truth, beauty, or illusion. Here you can face unfinished business, the distance of difficulties, or charged issues that would keep you from the full expression of your divinity. Become aware of any illusions or distortions within yourself. Your clarity of perception will transform them. Take a moment to see yourself as you actually are, shadow and all, freed from the maze of mental illusion. And it's quite a long read, but it's just fascinating to me.
No, sounds right so far.
Yeah, and that's just the first paragraph. I mean, it's...
Again, and I know you do amazing readings in Mama Mary's Astronomy Babble Rainbow Room, right?
Yeah, I've kind of been out of it for a little bit. It's been pretty busy the last month or so, doing other stuff. And
no, I know. It's you've been a busy cat. You're staying on top of things. I got to do some shout-outs here. I got to say hey to Joel and Adam and Susanna Cat and Aaron. I just got your Facebook message. Ranveer, you've been very sweet. A little note. I will not share anything that has illusion stuck in it, anything connected to opt or anything of that nature. The carrot chasing illusion, I won't do that because I am not going to send anybody down the rabbit trail following the Pied Piper of Hamelin. We'll leave that for others. We're trying to get them, back on the real path. The very narrow one, it's not an easy one to follow. It has no perceived illusional rewards in it. They're all spiritual. That's the real trap, getting stuck in the physical, the 5 cycle, and of course you're going to get harvested as a net result. So I just chose, I'm not going to be harvested anymore. Sorry about that. It's just the way things roll with me. So, but have you heard from Mary, by the way?
I got an email from her about 2 weeks ago. Said she forgot her Facebook password and her email password to reset the Facebook password. So.
Oh, okay. That. Well, what about her Skype password?
I don't know. I haven't seen her on there either. But she's just she like busy disappeared. Gardening, moving to a new place, and gardening and stuff.
I knew she was moving, and I knew she was into gardening. I just wonder where she went. Cause, between you and Henriette and Mary and a couple others in that astrology room, you guys were going to town. It was fun to watch. People getting exposed in their zodiac was beautiful.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I've kind of had some computer issues too, so I'm like working on this little netbook right now. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, you too, huh?
Definitely. I'm lucky I'm just in Skype right now. Right now it's kind of locked up. I can't even do anything.
Like I said, I got this little Hewlett-Packard notebook, right? And great little, the irony of it is like, here's this little tool that I get to change the planet with. It's friggin' awesome. They talk about irony, eh?
Yeah.
Miranda.
Yeah.
A little bit more about lexicograms, because I think it's been a while since you've done that. Oh, someone got their mic open. I'm getting lots of echo here.
Okay. Are you getting close to me?
Yeah, there's an echo. Mute out, guys.
I'm trying to mute, but I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, get off the airwaves, Cole. Come on. Took me long enough to get you on it.
Mirror.
I'm just thinking, I could do the Royal Post Office. That's quite a humdinger.
That is a really good one. As soon as we get the echo. It's bad enough having to hear myself talk once, okay?
It worked before, everything went quiet and it was great.
All right,
Shall I start? I don't know whether it'll
I just want to check.
check.
One sec. I don't think it's Check. No, it's not. Someone has got their speakers on with their mic open. Please mute. I'll wait.
I don't know if it's me or not.
Have you got speakers or headphones?
Yeah, I'm on the headphones.
Okay, you're fine. You got
locked up.
Yeah, if you've got headphones on, not a problem. If you're using speakers, it's going to get picked up by your microphone. If you're on a laptop and the speakers aren't set quite right, it will echo back. So there you go. Okay. This is driving me nuts, guys.
Right, everybody after 3, go to their little pad and mute the mic. 1, 2, 3.
I can't do it. My Skype is locked up.
Okay, 1 sec. Let me just let me mute on the board here, Cole, in case it is you. Let me just. Oh, there you are. Okay, check 1 2.
It was Cole.
Yeah, it was the Skype froze up on him. No problem. I'll bring it back in, Cole. Just anyway, Royal Post Office lexigram.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot, haven't we, about the Royal Post Office and why it was royal, etc., etc. And I went to bed that night thinking about it, and in the morning I just sat up and wrote this, and it just went mad. So the Royal Post Office. The Royal Post Office is the police force. They stole the copier, the royal seal. They stole a copy. They cast the actors off the cliff tops to see. They post the actors in their coffins. The actor prays, lay off this royal post. They seal the royal post in coffins. It's a trap. Sleep, royal post. Sleep, royal post. Sleep, royal post. Asleep at sea. The post office are police officers for the CIA. These imposters, they cooperate. They falsify the seaport. The poor actor is DOA, a false start, a false stop. Layer after layer after layer. The Royal Post Office is a orifice, a real cock shop, a chop shop. The police force stole the Royal Post at port. The post is at sea. It set sail. Set it to sail. The actor has to set a foot, a toe to the earth, to re-stir, restart, restar, a star relit. Star players, top stars, act in your play, play in your play. You are a poetic player in this script, your star script.
Yeah, not a whole lot there.
It can, yeah. It can
beyond everything. It's not a whole lot
beyond everything, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not looking at anything at all, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there at all.
Oh no, look away. Quickly, before you wake up. Go to sleep, go to sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Go to sleep, pretty baby.
Yeah, and I was in the love and stuff room there. Getting back to allegories, again, there's a couple of really good ones out now. Of course, the movie coming up, I haven't even looked at the preview yet, but it's called The Purge. But I have to say, movies like Oblivion, if you can see the allegory, it's stunning, which effectively says, doesn't matter what DNA is formed, you will never lose your consciousness. Isn't that neat?
Yay.
That's the whole, that's the message I got in that one. There's a whole lot more, but that was the big one at the very end. And of course, the two numbers that were very relevant to me were Tom Cruise's character was he was number 49 for most of the movie, and of course, when he got banished or whatever the case, they thought he was dead or whatever. Another one came to back things out, and the other Tom Cruise, they're all the same clone. The other character, his number was 52, and I automatically saw the 777, right? The 49. Third 7, right? So that for me is consciousness, or the I.O. God creation that we all are. So just little things like that. Cloud Atlas, for a lot of people, may be a difficult watch. But again, you got to get out of the whole, fear porn, guts and gore kind of thing. There's a few things in it that are, that could be deemed disturbing. However, these are the things that people need to confront. I mean, the analogy of treating people like cattle by using a bolt to the forehead to kill them, the slaves, as it were, there's the allegory that we're all, look what we're doing to cows. That's exactly what they do. They put a bolt through their their brain, and then with the stuff that they had, what was it called? Soap, liquid that they drank was actually made from human flesh. So they were feeding on each other effectively, and that for me was the allegory of the system, and that's what money is. Money is soul. Okay, and when we use it without understanding fully what it is, we are cannibalizing our fellow, brothers and sisters. So that was the analogy there. And the other really important one is that there were, I think, 5 or 6 lifetimes happening at the same time, all with the same characters in different roles.
Yeah.
Some were male, some were female, vice versa. And it was beyond beautiful the way that the director, man, he had his shit together putting this one together on the, to edit it the way he did, and a lot of lessons in there. Susan Sarandon plays like a seer of sorts that Tom Hanks' character goes to, and she gives him 3 warnings. Now, Susan Sarandon, to me, her character as seer was the intuitive divine feminine, and the divine feminine was telling the masculine, the ego, that these 3 things, that when a certain scenario arises, this is what you do. And the first one he did right was about jumping off a bridge. Danger, when you're on a bridge there will be danger, jump off, kind of thing. And he was with someone, he jumped off, and of course this marauding band of murdering cutthroats come galloping across a bridge after they go into hiding. And then the second warning was, when you see your enemy, do not cut its throat. And of course, ego had to override and found one of these enemies that had slaughtered his family and village and everything else while he was away. Found one of them sleeping, and he ended up cutting its throat, much to the chagrin of the others that ended up showing up looking for their drunken buddy. So it turned out okay, but it is just another allegory of what happens when we let the tricky little bastard, the left mind, control the intuitive. This is why the follow your heart allegory is so critical within that movie. So, put aside everything else within it, and there's only a couple of things in it that I would deem to be kind of, but like as in gory or whatever. It's not a bad movie in that way at all. I thought it was very artistically done, and one of the characters commits suicide in it as well, in one of the lifetimes, and But just to see this interweaving of the now, in the now, if you've got eyes to see it, it is beyond splendorous. And to see the layers that are so prevalent in our world today. And MJ had come on the other night and was talking about how Hollywood is now starting to mimic us. They're starting to talk about our stories. We're changing all of it, right? So we're rewriting the script now, boys and girls. This is why getting your vibration as high as you can is critical. The easiest, surest way to do that, to find that peaceful center, I'm going to tell you, and this is, you can come at me with all sorts of analytical bullshit. You want to take me on analytically, please. I've got a tricky little bastard with lots of hardware. I rarely use it. But when I do, I promise you, you'll see the research come out. And it's not like, look at me, no, it's a waste of time. Those are the bricks. Okay? I've already built what I need, and that's in the right divine. So the easy answer is quite simple. Get on your Wii. Yesterday. Okay?
Love your Wii. Like the advert.
Wee, all the way home.
Way home.
Get it?
Have you seen Upside Down yet, Kate?
Yes. There's
Did
another
you love
view.
it?
I love it.
Wasn't that so beautiful?
The allegories of the opposing forces and getting together, it was just incredible.
Yeah, it was. I completely blew me away, that film.
Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods is another awesome movie. And
I haven't seen that yet.
It's a campy B-type movie, but the message is stellar. You know, so yeah.
And the new, because there's a new band of them who are fantastic. Britt Marlin, amazing actress, but she seems to be writing these films and being producer and starring in them. She's been in two that have knocked me over, which is Another Earth, which I thought was a stunning, amazing film. And the other one is Sound of My Voice, which is really weird because you think it's like this really way out, strange cult. It's all very strange, and then it turns into something completely different. It's fantastic film.
Right on. Excuse me. So, again, guys, we are right there. I don't know if you can sense it. I sure as hell can. You know, these pictures and these allegories are getting clearer by the day, and we are in the quickening right now. You guys are right at the tip of the spear. This I know. You know, bet you didn't think you would be, but you are. That's how incredibly critical you are. You are the best and the brightest the universe had to offer. That's why you're here. You are the points of light that came to guide. And while we get caught up on all this nonsense, it's like I said, that 3 days of distraction. Well, it lasted minutes. It didn't last days. Right? I will not be distracted from what needs to be done. And we are right there now. And again, you want to change this planet very quickly, power yourselves up, get on your Wii. There's a saying, suck it up, will ya? Just get on it. And do whatever research you think you need to do. Your left brain go on, what kind of figure that's the program that has told you. You actually made a great point yesterday, Miranda, with regards to the public urinals. Yeah, they're disgusting. Anytime you go into a public washroom, I absolutely loathe the concept, and one of the reasons why I love the fact that I don't have to use them. I carry cups in my car. It makes it great for traveling too, because you don't have to pull off anywhere. You just, of course, you pull to the side of the road kind of thing if you have to, if you really have to, and there you go. You'll never be worried about needing to find a bathroom again. Seriously, it's freaking awesome.
And another, what I pee into, which I absolutely love, I sent Cole one for his birthday, is a coconut bowl, natural coconut bowl. Absolutely lovely. And they're quite amazing because they hold nearly half a litre. So you've got no worry of doing too much. And then you can knock it back. Nobody knows what you're drinking.
Exactly.
Really, really nice and very sacred.
I actually made a few of my own too. I got those mature coconuts from the health food store, and you shave the hair off with a file, and then you cut it open with a saw.
Right on.
Makes a bowl. So easy.
Again, and there you are, getting back to basics, and the joy of this. This is the most beautiful resonant truth I can offer you. You have all the answers you ever needed within you. That's it. It's all right there. As within, so without. As without, so within. Loop-de-loop, baby. And watch your universe change. And by the way, you will vibrate naturally higher as a result, because you're taking in your own light. So stop pissing your life away. Stop pissing me off. No, get it? And it's good. But it's you know, a lot of people are going to have issues with, you know, getting past it. But that's the program. That's everything you've ever confronted to say that it was bad. And I will back it up with only this one pure truth. Where does the creation of life come from? At what point in the male and female body does it come from? Is it just a coincidence? The same place as your urine? Is that a coincidence? Or do you think it might have been designed that way? I'm going with the design because it's pretty good. Even if I grab the wrong model. Okay? It's all there. I mean, it feels right, first off, and it's very easy to go, yeah. And there's that whole thing we've been taught that was evil, you know, ooh, yucky, get rid of it, is the purest life force you have, and it's yours. No one else can make it for you but you. Kind of neat, eh? I think it's kind of cool. Oh, we have 440 in.
Hi.
Hello.
This is Billy from Cleveland, lovely Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. How are you doing, Billy?
We have a nice metro. Not great. I'm working 2 jobs, or actually 3 jobs. And so a security guard comes up to me. Some guy loses his credit card. So I clean the food court. I work in like film, but my full-time job is a food court. So I clean the food court. Some guy loses his credit card. So I have the intent to help this guy. And I have like a company of people who were kind of being forceful for me to call on the radio. So I call security. I'm just waiting for him. And meanwhile, I'm trying to find this guy's chase card. I'm like, you should cancel it. There's a lot of people I can just take it and use it. So the security guard I called twice on the radio, and then the security guards do nothing here. I don't feel any secure. So he comes down 45 minutes later. I told him great service on the radio, and he didn't appreciate it. So he came down, he's like, where's your ID? I thought he was like a Freemason. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, what's your name? Where's your ID? Who's your bonded party, jackass? Like, I'm free. I'm fucking wiping down a table, and I worked 14 hours on a film set on my day off and had no problems. But some security guard, I told him to eat some donuts. I mean, I don't know what to tell people that are just. I'm doing my job, and he sits in a chair all day long and eats donuts.
Oh yeah, you disturbed his donut eating. Again, any like the by law enforcement, security guards, and everything else, I just refer to them as baby cops, wannabe cops, right? You know, so you know, treat it for what it is. I mean, there's the magic and the power in a clown suit. Neat, eh?
I was like, is this real? Like, I'm trying to go home, get my work done, and I'm like, and there's like customers around, and I get angry, and there's a kid there, and I apologized. I offered to, like, I don't know, buy him a drink, but I get angry because I was like, oh God, another gauntlet of stupidity.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I like to do versus getting angry is hand it right back. And, you know, with things like, seriously? Are you actually listening to what you're saying? Are you listening to your own program running here? Is this the one your master instilled in you? You know, the one that you worship? The one that says jump and you say hi, that one? To make sure your little bag of treats at the end of the week called, you know, paper? Seriously? Tell you what, 45 minutes? What if it was a real emergency? Would you still take 45 minutes? I'll tell you what, here's something he's going to get to experience. He's going to get to experience losing a credit card and no one coming to help him. That's what he created. So let them create. It's no skin off my nose. I just grant wishes. That's all I do. Your wish is granted. And we got Brian and Helen here, and we got area code 352. So hang in there, Billy.
No worries. I'm going home soon.
I was just gonna say it's like harder and harder for me to deal with people in New York City and Brooklyn, and just it gets annoying and crazy. I want to move upstate.
Yeah, those zombies can be annoying, eh? I need brain food. Yeah. Yes, you do. But do you see the analogy though of people feeding on people, and they're all brain dead. That's why they have to go and eat brains. Of course they come to us because I guess we're good pickings.
But isn't it kind of a relief to be able to, come up with this explanation, or not come up, but listen to yourself and create this story? It's I think that's a positive thing that we can sit here at the table, as you say, and come up with these explanations that are, to most people, just fantasy, and I think it's actually a little depressing to me then, that they can't, their minds can't go to that land that we go to,
Well, that's what I mean. I've said that many times, I feel pity. But here's the joy in the mirror. It's our responsibility to vibrate even higher, put big smiles on our faces, and just resonate it up. And if you want to take your frequency up a few hundred right out of the gate, get on your Wii. That'll bring your vibe right up immediately. It's an instantaneous. I like Bindi. What did she say? Her post on Facebook today was awesome. I mean, it's a euphoric high. You're high on yourself. Program your own DNA.
Sorry to interject. I have to go back to work. But what do you mean by on your wing?
Drinking your wee. Get on urine.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's going to take you up. It's our responsibility to get ourselves higher. Not try to drag people up, because you don't have to. When you get higher, they come up by a natural course of called law of dominant frequencies. That's the law of vibration.
It'll happen naturally. It happens naturally. You don't have to force anything.
Yeah, all you got to do is sort yourself out. No one else. Someone's got some gear going on in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign off, but thank you guys. You guys are always the bright light.
Yeah, we'll hang out. We got lots of beautiful candles at this table.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to tune in a little later. I gotta get back to work, but.
Well, thanks, Billy. Always great to hear you. Take care of you.
Take care.
Yeah, you're.
Hey, could you?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just thinking that that horn just seems to be continuing to blow and blow and blow, or sound and sound and sound, and it's as if it's calling our attention. I wonder if you could address that.
Oh, you're talking about the seventh trumpet?
Yeah, the sound in the background is seeming to say, notice.
Again, it's there's the trumpet sounding. Can you hear it? That's the trumpeter swan, baby. That's the divine feminine. Look at the allegories.
Oh, was that Swan that was on just now? I'm not familiar with him, but I've heard you mention him before.
Oh no, that's Billy. No, the swan is the reference. Cygnus is the swan, right? And the symbology of the swan is divine feminine, grace, peace.
And that was the sign. That was the sign in Orion that you were speaking of.
No. Cygnus is a constellation all by itself. I think it's also called the Northern Cross. It's in the northern hemisphere, and when the skies aren't covered in clouds like they have been for the last 3 days, I love taking a walk down by the river to look up and see it. It's quite something.
Well, I was just going to say that Billy should know that, if he felt insignificant in any way about bringing in what he did, it wasn't.
Oh, no, not at all.
The the fact that he came in and shared what he did was important, because while he came in, we were given a signal to notice and to talk about what we were noticing again.
Yeah, all things for a reason. That's why I love you, ma'am. Eyes to see and ears to hear. That's all it takes. Be in the now. Pay attention to what's going on. And Cindy did mention when I mentioned the Huskies, I knew someone would have something to do with it. Would you say she saw 2 Huskies today, one on the beach, and her neighbor has one. So again, these are all things that we pay attention to. And of course, when I'm really in the mood, as soon as I see something, I go to Black's Law to see what what needs to be found. So I'm not sure who this is, but anyway, we'll add the contacts, and I guess we'll see who they are. Yeah, I've been getting lots of interesting contacts. I think I'm up to about 100 generals now. Lots of generals. They're all blocked and reported. So there you go. Okay. Well, this one should be interesting. All right. So where do you guys want to go from here? Maybe I'll get my shout-outs done now, so I'm not worried about it. We got over 10 minutes left here. Not much over, but just want to pass along the gratitude again to Paul, Lisa, and the crew of criticalmassradio.co.uk. Anything that you guys can do to help, there's a little donate button over there. Every penny helps. It keeps the stations going. That's how it works, and it's completely non-profit. I know these people, and they are driven. So, and on that note, here you go.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
Keyword being now. Right, so I just wanted to get that out, let people know. I got to tell you, when we were on the other station and got unceremoniously dumped because we were exposing a certain individual's fraud that owned it. That was on the Friday night, and Paul was there. We were on the air the next night. That was just a coincidence, right? Anyway, any other comments from anyone? We're going to roll past the hour, of course. I guess I should mention, call in 661-467-2401, or Skype in, refresh the page, hit the Skype button. It'll reroute you to the board if you want to continue listening past the hour. You've got 9 minutes and 20 seconds to do that. So, all right, guys, the floor is yours, please.
Well, I'm just posting the Cygnus Mystery by Andrew Collins into the
chat room.
Yeah, because that's really brilliant. Because that's what I watched after you told me. I was completely blown away and really wanted to go to Ireland because of it.
Yeah, that's for those that don't know. Newgrange is a building dedicated to the solstice and the equinox. The way it's laid out and its architecture, and it's very big and bold, and it's beautiful, and it's probably one of the oldest known structures like that. But more importantly, there's the allegory in the Bible, right? I always talk about the small, unassuming door and the great big, giant golden gates that that everyone gets lured to, right? So I've seen the allegory in it quite a while ago. It's why I have the handle Cygnus, okay? There's a reason for it. But about 5 miles north and west of Newgrange, there's another small building that is dedicated to the constellation of Cygnus. And in Cygnus, I forget the number of it, Cygnus X3, I believe, there is a nebula in there as well, another nursery of stars. And there is a constant pulse coming from Cygnus to Earth all the time. So I would recommend that there's I can't remember the guy's name. I should know this. I've watched it a dozen times. But
Andrew
he does a
Collins.
great... Andrew Collins, thank you. Andrew Collins.
I've just posted it.
Okay, yeah, that's a really awesome breakdown of Cygnus and the Cygnus Mystery, because the swan itself is the oldest ancient icon referenced in the oldest civilizations. You might want to ask yourself, same question I asked. Why? They got us looking everywhere. They got us looking all over Egypt, you know. They got us staring at the equinoxes and the solstices and blah, 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 blah. But what about why Cygnus? And of course, why Cygnus Ature? The overture of Cygnus. The divine feminine, perhaps? Having to capture the divine feminine spirit called register. And we manifest that through our own creation with will and intent, using a sigil or a signature. What is your sign? What is your Cygnus? Right? Sign, S-I-G-N. Just add us, and you've got Cygnus. In Cygnus and in health? Why do they make something in the language that refers to an illness that sounds a whole lot like Cygnus? Sickness and Cygnus?
And sickness and in hell.
Right. You know, so these are all the silly little questions I ask myself. Why? Constantly. Everything I touch. Why? Because I know it's there. I know. You know, Newgrange is there. Go ahead, Miranda.
Yeah, you might like this. When I was looking at Cole's name, because Cole is Jason Cole Haley, I came up with the word halcyon. And I don't know if you know what halcyon means. It's about peace, but it's also this mystical kingfisher bird that makes its nest on the seas and calms its seas, and that's what the seamen and ships look for calm sea. But he also has the word Alcyon in, which is the constellation which contains the constellation of Taurus, which is his sign.
Right.
Now, that's a coincidence. Yeah, right.
Just a little one.
Just a little one.
Well, there's big coincidences and little coincidences, and the little ones don't matter as much, right?
Yeah, right.
Oxymoron. Little coincidence.
Yeah. Totally blew me when I found that. But he is very peaceful as well.
Oh yeah, well you can hear how rambunctious and excited he is when he's talking, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about you, Cole. Jump in here, will you? We got Ninja jumping in too. There we go. And we got 4.5 minutes before we roll over into the recording. Ninja, baby, how are ya?
Hello, darling. I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Been a day, huh?
Yeah. Good. Hi, Miranda. Hi, Cole. Hi, everybody.
Here we are at the wall.
Who was that?
Go ahead.
Twas moi.
Hey.
It's Kishy.
It's Kishy.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise going on, everyone, so I can't tell who's speaking and what. There's a scraping noise. Right.
Hearing that too.
I had a sudden thought. Oh my gosh, I can't process my things at the minute. Right, okay. You were talking just now about in sickness and health, in Cygnus and health. Yeah. And the health part reminded me yesterday, probably early hours of this morning after last night's show, I suddenly had this thing. We were talking all about the health and the wee and the pee and all the urine and whatnot. And it struck me. We're sort of... the banker thing and the thing that used to be so important was to be independently wealthy. And everybody wanted that, and that was a big thing to achieve. Well, actually, turn that around. We're the ones on the urine therapy. We're independently healthy.
Yeah, and there's the two words there. The, right? Health. Theos, heal, God.
Mm.
So you have to hear yourself.
I thought I'd share that with everyone. Let's be independently healthy. You never mind about the wealth, because we've already, that in itself is wealth. So and two fingers to the old pharmaceutical industry. We don't need you. Thanks very much. Right, fuck off. We've got our own independent health.
Yes, we don't need pharmacologicals. I just silenced the P.
So goodbye, and don't look back and you go over that cliff.
Well, there it is. P pharmacy, right? Or P pharmacological. Pee? Well, if you take your pee, you don't need to be worried about the pharmacologicals. You know, it's the the commerce of harm, logically speaking. The commerce of harm. Oh, there's someone with their echo going again. Hello, Desiree. Hello, Catalin. Hello, Sean. Hello, Kim. Hello, Kat. I'm just going up the list here, and of course,
and also, if you drink your wee, you're in your harmony.
Yeah.
That's nice, Miranda. Thanks for that. I feel harmonious actually, and I want to give a big shout out to my what's the word? Yeah, he knows who he is, my dear one. I want to give a shout out because I think he's tuning in tonight. So,
yo,
love you, babe.
There you go.
Your beloved.
Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel so stupid. I'm sitting here this whole time waiting for someone to say that I could ask a question.
Oh no. That's when I see you on the board, I'll open your mic. So no, this is the table that has been set for it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Is it okay for me to ask a question?
No.
You just did.
I
guess so.
I was just sitting here listening the whole time waiting. Kate, I just wanted to ask you something because I know that you seem to be very, very adamant about the whole urine therapy thing. And previously I was doing some research on this about it being an ancient yoga practice. I don't know how accurate that information is, but I've been hearing that it's a technique. It's like a Amaroli Mudra or something in yoga. And anyway, supposedly this was a very ancient thing that they did back then. And what my question is that it seems like they had to follow a really strict lifestyle and diet and everything. Now, because our diets are obviously really screwed up, I mean, I try really hard to keep GMOs out of my diet as much as possible, but I know I'm still digesting junk that has that stuff in it because there's no label laws or nothing. Does that affect the, I don't know, quality?
Okay. Well, I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yes.
This will answer your question.
Okay.
Do you want the GMOs and the chemtrails and everything out there, all the fear porn? Do you want it to affect you or not?
No.
There you go. There's your answer.
Okay.
Mind over matter. Make your intentful choice. Make it yours. Okay. When like for me, when I decided urine therapy, that's everything. Clink, 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 clicks along. I thought great. And during this whole experience that I've been going through for the last number of years, one of the things that I have come to knowing, I stopped believing, and I don't need to see it to believe it. I see it when I believe it. Okay? That's the difference. Only that which I say can affect me will affect me. That's that whole idea of, and there's your armor plating, by the way, because I'll tell you, anything that is alien to your body, be it GMOs or whatever the case may be, your urine has the cure in it, and it will neutralize it, nullify it. Your body will be armor plated against any future invasions of it.
Wow. Okay.
And you don't need yoga. You don't need strict things. I mean, do the common sense things. All right. I mean, I'm not going to say, well, let's go out and test it, and I'm going to take a shot glass full of cyanide. Okay. Right now, I don't feel capable of maintaining myself with that because I don't understand it enough. But when I do, there are people who do it all the time. They create the tolerances for it. But urine, your own gold within, is got all the cures you ever need. Why do you think they were living for hundreds, if not thousands of years? I think a lot of people stopped drinking their week because they wanted to grab a new body.
Right.
Personally. So go ahead.
It took me a while to really, because I've been reading a lot about the urine therapy, and I always could never get over the idea. It's like, well, why do they use urine tests to determine if somebody's got something? You go to a doctor, we need to get a urine sample. Well, that's usually to determine whether or not there's something wrong with you.
Can I tell you why they used to take Right, shall I tell you what they really did when they took your urine sample? Do you remember when we were little and you used to see programs on doctors, and they would always say, bring your morning sample to the doctor's surgery, and you would, yeah?
Please don't tell me they were drinking them.
Well, what they were doing is the doctor was taking your urine sample out the back, putting it in another bottle, bringing it back and saying, take that 3 times a day. And they were doing that up until, I think it was 1949, when the pharmaceutical company came along and said, if we find any of you giving urine to your patients, we will strike you off. Do not do it anymore, because we want to make lots of fucking money.
Oh, wow.
Full stop.
Okay.
And that's exactly what used to happen. And I can't remember all the tastes, but various tastes in your urine will tell you what is up with you, whether you are prone to diabetes, whether several things. There's a fantastic talk on Blog Talk on Andrew's radio show, and I think it's about the 3rd or 4th one, where he does a tape of this amazing guy called Gary Ward who talks about flavours with urine and what flavours mean. It's very, very fascinating. So
okay.
Yes, it can determine, but the point is, whatever's in that wee is what you need at that moment. Say that you have like a nut allergy. The next time you had a problem, say with that nut, quickly go and do a wee and start taking that urine, and you are then antidoting that problem, and you can wean yourself into not reacting in that way and curing yourself of it.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it greatly, and I'm sorry I was just sitting here and...
Oh, no, stop apologizing. You came in exactly when you were supposed to. It's perfect. But, getting back to the whole urine concept, I mean, these are things that have been drilled into us to stay away from. So, I mean, why? That's the only question I'm going to ask. Why? Well, just like Miranda said, it's very, very simple. So that the pharmacologicals can make, scads and scads of money. Skin you even more.
Yeah.
And never find a cure for anything. Ha. There is no money in cures in the pharmaceutical industry. There are so many different cures for cancer, and I'm not just saying urine, but there's all sorts of cures. The cannabis oil, turmeric, aloe vera, loads and loads of different cures for all sorts of things. But they will never say that they found a cure of anything. And the worst thing is they're getting us to pay hand over fist for everything with their damn charities, with their breast cancers. And why do women get breast cancers? Because they go along and they allow some arse to put your beautiful, gentle, gorgeous breast in a machine and crush it, and then wonder why the hell you get breast cancer. Wake up, people, for goodness sake. If we said to men, go stick your cock in a vice and we're going to squeeze it till it's almost squished in half, I'll tell you what, if it wouldn't be happening.
Except for the ones in government that love it. Love that kind of
But sadly, women are being, going along and having this done. And women, stop wearing underwire bras. These are really dangerous, not good. Don't wear nylon underwear. Make sure you've got cotton on. Look after yourselves. Your boobs, are wonderful things, and they should be allowed to bounce.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, you don't see a lot of the African tribes with underwire bras, do you?
And I bet none of them get breast cancer.
I was going to say, and you won't find any breast cancer with them either. Gee, imagine that. But what are we in the West doing wrong? We're listening to the fucking murderers called doctors. And I hate to say it the way I do, but these guys, I mean, they're, the schools that they go to are bought and paid for by who? The pharmacologicals, right? The first thing a doctor does is they got a little flow chart that says, well, this symptom, we'll give them this pill or that pill. And that's it. It's churn them in and churn them out. It's another cattle analogy, right? So, and again, I mean, there's a lot of good doctors out there that really mean well, And there are a lot of them are turning around now too, and they're starting to go, wait a minute. They're starting to wake up too to what they've been conditioned with. All the medical schools are funded and founded by pharmacological. So we're not dealing with the doctors that we used to deal with, that were properly educated, culturally educated. And again, it's sad. You've got a lot of beautiful people trying to do amazing things, and their tools are limited. And this is what we're trying to do: is give them the tools back. And these are tools that they used to have. Just like Miranda was saying, that the doctors would give you the hair of the dog that bit you, your own urine. And again, you've already got it in your mind. You're at the doctor to be healed, quote unquote. And whatever the doctor gives you, you take it at face value, because you're looking, again, outside of yourself to someone correctly that, not right now, but years ago, had your best interests at heart. And not only, it goes back to, there's the Aborigine shaman that would point a bone at someone, and if that happened to them, they believed that they were cursed to death, and they would literally drop dead within 24 or 48 hours, and they're perfectly healthy. It was the power of belief, and there's the double-edged sword that the doctors used to have in terms of urine. They would, one, they're the doctor, the healer, community healer, and two, they would give you the magic potion, which was your own, and you had that belief that it was going to cure you. And of course, it does, because when you have that intent, you're putting out major thought energy. You are empowering that vial or that potion that the doctor gives you that is your own. So you're programming your own DNA. Imagine that.
Here's another lovely little thing. I had a beautiful book years ago, which I lent to someone. I would so love to get it back. And it said in there, when things grow outside your front door, your back garden, or your back door that you didn't plant, and yeah, I know, birds drop seeds and everything, but no, the universe is very clever. The universe sends you whatever you need. It's always under your nose, but often you don't look, or you don't see, you don't open your eye. And look at what you haven't planted that's near your front door, near your back door, and then look up its medicinal properties, and it will be exactly what you need. Because the universe provides you everything we need. And we just need to start opening our eye and really looking.
Hello, Kate.
Trying to find my mute button. Yeah, you got to keep your eye on everything.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
You're listening?
Yeah. What's up? What's on your mind?
Hello, guys. What's up? I just remembering that my grandma, she used to drink his pee. His pee? It's correct?
Yep.
And she now she has like 100 years in this year.
Yeah. 100
years.
Yeah, pretty good, huh? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all, does it? No. It's all just a myth. Oh, here we have. Oh my goodness, Lisa, you're up late. Sorry, just noticed you there.
Hello. I am.
Hey, wow. You must be getting ugly with all that no beauty sleep then.
Yeah, you better believe it. Right, guys, I've just got to say something here. I've come in late, and I do apologise. I've missed most of your show tonight, so I do apologise for that. But even coming in late, my God, I feel this feeling with all of you, this tremendous, wow, connection. Just coming in late with you all, it's just like, yeah, deep breath, sorry. But I just, energy-wise, yeah, I know, going on, I know, but I just feel this.
Welcome home. That's all you're feeling.
You guys are amazing, honestly. I mean, everything you're just saying about urine therapy as well. I've been going on about this for about a year now. You get looked at with strange looks. That's the very least of it. People think you're totally mad, but when you actually look into this and you read some of the facts of the stories that people have told about urine therapy, it's just like, wow. And I've read one particular book, I can't remember the title of it now, but a woman that was afflicted with all sorts of things, and when she actually got off all the mainstream media pharmaceutical crap and went onto urine, she was like, wow, it cured all her ills, and that's enough for me. Just I'll shut up now, sorry.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. This is exactly what we're talking about. People need to start getting excited. We have the answers. You know, and we've been taught for so long to not believe in ourselves. Now we're at a point where, we know ourselves now.
Just to get back to that, Your Own Perfect Medicine, which you'll all know, Your Own Perfect Medicine by Martha M. The book I'm talking about. Amazing book.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If anybody on here is on Facebook, there are two groups. One mainly. If you look up the Age of Aquarius and ask to join, I can get you in. I mean, I'll let you join anyway. But there's lots of people there who are experimenting, trying their way, etc. And they talk about lots of crazy things, and there's lots of very interested people there, and nobody thinks you're weird. Yeah? So that's a good place to go.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh, and a little note to Kim. I'm not sure if she. Well, we're off the air part of it, but if she downloads the archive, the some guy and not Santo. Well, the some guy is Kate of Gaia. That would be me, and I'm actually transgender, so voice is lower than boobs would indicate. So it's all good. No, I just like to clarify that for some people. That's see what I mean? We're still getting lots and lots and lots of new people. It's amazing, isn't it? That's all I see there. I think that's beautiful. It's like, yeah, that's the shit bit.
Beautiful, and they'll get nothing but unconditional love here, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. And if they can't handle it, they get their ass handed to them. Chainsaw and all. No, I'm kidding.
Yep.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah.
Could you speak more about signals, because I really get interested about.
Well, I tell you, the best thing to do is check out the Andrew Collins video. You're in the room. Miranda put the link in there. It's, I think, about 45 minutes. Andrew goes into way more detail than I could, from memory. Let's just say, here's the one thing about me. When I research into things, and I go deep, and I look at countless things, once I find the truth that I know is there, much of the garbage just gets put away. I don't need it, because it's like having a floor plan, then you change it, and you have another floor then you decide, well, okay, I'm going to change that one. The only floor plan I work with is the last one. I don't worry about all the different design steps that got me there. I don't need to show my work. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you know how to break down an equation backwards. This was the most incredible thing I learned in Ireland in school. My one teacher, in particular, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Huh? Remember the movie?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. So we're all just a coincidence.
And someone said the other day it shouldn't have been called the Matrix. It should be called the Patrix, because we're in the Patrix, not the Matrix. We're heading towards the Ma.
Exactly.
The matriarchal, not the patriarchal.
Yeah, silly rabbit. Patrix are for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but getting back to Cygnus, it resonated very early with me, and again, I am not going to go staring at things that, just because somebody points at something in the sky, I just kind of, whatever. I look the other way and go, what's behind them? What are they pointing away from? And that's, with me, Orion's in the south, Cygnus is in the north. It just made sense. I do everything 180 degrees.
Find your own North Star?
Yeah, pretty much.
But also the cross is at the Southern Cross over there. There's an actual cross.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and that's the one that's referenced with the biblical stories too. Right, that's the cross that's on December 21st. Right, that's Santo did a great bunch of work on that, explaining the Southern Cross and how it coincides with December 21st and December 20. Well, solstice. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question now? I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything much about the Cygnus. Whatever you're talking about regarding Cygnus, all I think is swans, and I don't know anything about the astrological outlook on that. But last year in the UK, we had a hit on swans where they were getting killed. You've probably heard this. We had whoever was doing it, and we can probably guess who was doing it. We were getting swans getting killed left, right, and centre. And there's a fantastic thing about swans with regards to the swan song and the fact that swans mate for life, and the whole thing you're standing for here. I get it all. What I'm trying to say is that there was an emphasis made on swans in the UK with people killing them. And do you think that is really significant in a way to bring down our energy?
Well, yeah, of course it is. We have to go to the mystical allegory. What is the swan? What is it representative of? And it's representative of the divine feminine spirit, creation, mother void. Now, let's put the allegory into place. Getting swans wiped out, what do they... I mean, they've been trying to do that to us by stealing our divine feminine, the Regis stir, yeah? Okay, yeah. So what you're seeing is someone just flushed the toilet.
Someone's wasting their pee. What are you doing?
I got
allegory, royal flush.
Just for the record, that was not me.
That's all right. Sorry, I just gotta block somebody here. And remove from contacts. Yeah, that's the one that I just got that I thought was kind of weird. Anytime I see something coming in from Senegal, everyone seems to want to come out of Senegal to be a perv. Anyway, what are you on the air by now? Excuse me? Try to call me 3 times during the show here. Anyway, so you'll see Sixtus in the room, so say hi and maybe let him know that I'm not into a cyber porn. There we go. Sorry, just got there it is again. Thank you, Miranda. Cygnus Mystery, Andrew Collins. It's a YouTube video. Okay, let me just get rid of Mr. Secta. Sorry, I add everybody into the room. That's just the way I am. And, it's only to see how you eat at the table, and sorry, I'm not really into... what was that one? Oh, there we go. Blocked and removed. Hi.
Have a good evening.
Okay, and who was that? Have a good evening.
Maybe it's the block guy.
Oh, no, that was, I had them to the room, they were...
That was me. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was off mute.
No worries, hon, no worries. Yeah, so Cygnus is, for me, was pivotal. That's why my Skype handle is Cygnus Trumps It. Cygnus is your right bower in euchre. Okay? Right? It's the most powerful card in the game. When you...
Well, we'll research about it.
Well, Andrew Collins' video will teach you everything. So grab that link and after the show, fire it up and be amazed. And what was the other one, Miranda, you had mentioned?
On
Cygnus, there was the young lady.
I think there was only the Andrew Collins one. I haven't seen another one on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you'd mentioned a young lady or something.
No, that was interesting because soon after you told me about that, a girl that I had met and 2 other friends of mine, one since has committed suicide, which is really awful. But when we met, we had this really strong affinity with each other. And then my friend lent me a Celtic mystery book, and I opened it up, and it was on the the children of Leah, who actually turn into swans. And this girl that I've met, she contacted me and she said, I think we've all been connected before and it's to do with swans. And I said, we're the children of Leah, aren't we? And she said, yes, we are. And it was just like ding, 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 ding. So that was the other connection.
Well, again, the father of Pollux and Castor and Helen of Troy with Leah was none other than Zeus himself, who came to her in the form of
a swan. Yeah.
Right? What are the ruling... here's some more of my pieces, guys, just to show you what to look for. I'm a Gemini. My stars are Pollux and Castor. I've always had a fascination with Helen of Troy and the whole allegory that is, right? And ties it together. What's the other one? Tiresias is another very resonant. If you go back to Castle Walls from the album, I believe it was 1978, Styx, Grand Illusion. Castle Walls mentions Tiresias. Tiresias is a very interesting character. And again, these are all things that I've been looking at in great detail. I mean, when I find a trail, I run it out. I want to see
Helen
everything.
is named... Oh, sorry. Helen is named after Helen of Troy.
That's just a coincidence. That one's a little one, though, okay? You know.
And about the black swan, what's the...
That's the mirror. That's the mirror. I consider myself the black swan.
Cool.
And also the other two beautiful things is when two swans come together, they form the shape of a heart with their beaks and their heads, don't they?
Yeah.
Yep. And
that made me think today, with my lexigram things, when I was walking out today, and I was thinking, here we are on this planet, and what are we experiencing here? And we are experiencing our heart. And heart, if you rearrange the letters, is Earth. And then I wondered, right, so our experience on Earth planet is all about the heart, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And while I've been sitting here, I've just been doing a little bit of, where have I written it? It's just doing a little bit, looking at the other planets. And like, if you take Mercury, you've got my, cry, mercy, and cure, and year. And I thought that'd be interesting. I wonder if we've lived on Mercury and it's all been about curing and about learning about mercy. And then the other one was Saturn.
It seems a few kids I was going to say, it seems a few kids didn't get out of kindergarten on the mercy part. Keep going.
Yeah. And then I was just looking at Saturn, and Saturn's got nut, star, sun, run, stun, rooter, and turn. And I thought, well, that's quite interesting. Those are the various things that one could learn, that we turn and we stun. And Jupiter is a trip, and it erupts, and it's got the word right, and rip, and jet, and up.
Well, how about Saturn? How about Saturn as the unstar?
Yes.
Do you know what you just got me there with just that thing you just said? I mean, heart and earth. I've never got that before, and wow, that's just really giving me a shiver.
Heart, earth, the
heart
raw.
And earth? Wow. Right? Wow. Sorry, but I just really...
You missed the lexigrams earlier on, which is a shame, because that you probably would have liked that.
Definitely. Wow.
Sorry, I was just going to say, me and my friends had a band called End World Rower, which is an anagram of New World Order. I just thought that was a good one. End World Rower.
End World Rower, nice lexigram. And it's an anagram too, yes. Again, this is why, for me, it was letter by letter by letter. Because regardless of where a letter is placed in a word, of course... what do they do in court? Oh, that's right. They sentence you, don't they? So I had to figure out, all right, well, let's break down the words, and then we break down the letters and break the spell. And that's why the words, the sigils are powerless, because, sorry, you can't claim copyright on creation. Are you kidding me? Sorry, that belongs to you, me, everybody. And besides, we're the unknowing. We're the only creators to the all-knowing's powerlessness. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a couple of high-level knowing that have went completely rogue. Of course, we have to have the mirror, yeah? And trying to control creation itself with all of us unknowing young stars and our pure ability to create universes at will. Yet we don't know how. Well, we just don't remember. That's the only difference. Right? So, yeah, we need to we have to be the light of God, member of the light of God again. And that light is you. There's nothing externally lighting. Everything, all the external light there is the illusion, not yours. That is the reflection. The true light is within you, in the darkest, blackest swan. And there's your duality. Do you remember the video that came out with the two black swans feeding the koi?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, how about let's look at it allegorically. How about the divine feminine feeding the goi? You know, just they're close. You know, and again, this is I play a phonics game. You know, I use what we call certain rhymes in songs. They're called soft rhymes. They're not words that rhyme exactly, but they have a similar canter to them. You know. I give examples. Like heart and start would be a hard rhyme. A soft rhyme would be heart and far. Okay, so just there you go. Yeah, to me, the black and the white swans are the masculine, divine feminine, and the divine feminine, of course, is the void of creation, and the white swan would be the light. Right. So when you put them both together, what have you got? They create a beautiful anu, or a heart. And yeah.
Oh, a bit like my black and white putty cat in the heart.
Yeah, I know
it. Tail, yeah. So it's just made me thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so.
And also the words remembering. I mean, just so important. Really going back, but member is what a man has, yeah, and a woman has a ring. And when we really remember ring, we're putting the masculine and the feminine together and getting it.
There you go.
The rings of Saturn.
The ring, well, again, the unstar, right? To me, Saturn is a projector that got hijacked. And with you were talking about this the other night, Eric, with regards to the moon having been hauled into position here as a transmission tool to keep the reptilian brain stems. I mean, listen, it was around the time of the pyramids getting destroyed, so they lost their smart meter on the planet, so they had to pull one in from the stars.
Yeah, that's a good thinking.
You know, well, it's
so pyramid smart meter, love that. Wow.
What's that?
Sorry, it's just what you just said then. Pyramid smart meter just resonated with me completely.
Well, yeah, again, I mean,
I'm
look
behind
at the
you, lot, but I'm getting there, guys, honestly.
No, you're there. You know, again, and these are all points of conjecture that we can put out at the table. You know, we're sitting around having, you know, we're having our chablis around the table, and we're having after dinner chat. We're having the kale, and that's what this is. That's why I want everyone at the table.
Yeah.
As many as I can get at this table, because this is how we work through this. We do this together, you know, and it removes any potential pedestals and guru bullshit that I hate.
Yeah, me too. I hate that.
Ugh. You know, there are people out there that need to be worshipped. Not me. I loathe it, because the one thing I see it as, I mean, you got a good and evil. It's like all the beautiful energy. Yes, absolutely. However, that can corrupt the tricky little bastard very easily. That's why
for sure.
All those people in power are in power because they are corruptible. We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today I was talking with a friend of mine, and she's asking for me about meditation. And I say, oh, it's very simple. It's just to be with you, to look inside you. You can create something, you can go to a walk, anything. And when I think she's understand that, she start to complain about his guru, her guru, and that she didn't went in the classroom of the guru for meditations, and I think, well, that's okay. She didn't understand what I told to her.
No, that's okay. And again, it was mentioned earlier about yoga and strict this and strict that, and there we go again. Rules outside of ourselves. You know what the rules are. You know what creation's about. You are it. You know within yourself. I mean, listen, when you're by yourself, who are you going to talk to? You. And that's all meditation is. It's where you actually get to sit and listen. That's sure. The left brain is you chattering.
The thing is, not everyone gets everything right away anyway. And
no.
I think it's just planting those seeds, isn't it? Once we've planted those seeds, eventually something will trigger it, and they will get it because of what you've said. So nothing you said is wasted.
Well, here's the thing too, Lisa. Everything you guys are saying triggers as well with me, and so it's a mirror. This is, I'm sitting around a very level table here. It is 0 point level, and I'll tell you. Last night we had a couple of people that I just got wind that they, did urine therapy for the first time. And all that tells me, it tells me a lot of things, but what it tells me the most is that our vibration just lifted because of it, collectively.
Wow, yeah.
Now, well, if you take a thimble, I've used this analogy before, if you take a thimble to the shoreline, and you took a thimbleful of water out of the ocean, I assure you, the ocean dropped.
Exactly.
You just didn't notice it.
The smallest drop makes a difference, basically.
Exactly. Now, if you have, say, 7 billion people going to a lake with a thimble each, that lake is going to drop noticeably. It's a lot of water. Okay? And you will be able to... That is our power. So everyone that starts urine therapy adds to that vibration. That's one more thimble of power that gets united with everybody else. It's that one more thimble of vibrational energy that gets lifted. It creates that thimble vacuum below you. Guess what happens? Somebody has to get pulled up into it. Nature abhors a vacuum. Use the laws of nature. Use the divine universal laws. And when you understand them, and I mean understand them, these are inviolable. These laws are the universal laws. End of story. Because you write something different in a book doesn't make a magnetic or make a magnet suddenly become north and north just because you wrote it down. No. There is a 0 point in a magnet. There are two opposing poles on the same bar. And because you write something isn't going to change it. No, go ahead, hon.
I was going to say, I think I've listened to people I've been listening to lately. Again, everything you just said makes total sense, and it's also the people that tell you this, the energy they give off as an individual. These people that tell us these things is so contagious if they do it in the right way. And I've heard this, as I say, recently with a couple of people, yourself included, that you can't ignore it because that energy is so contagious, and this is what we do for each other. Again, it's not just the knowledge, it's the energy within ourselves that we give to other people that is just so amazing. And I'm ranting again, but I'm just feeling this so strongly at the moment.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Miranda.
And I was just going to say, back when I gave my first live talk on P down at Zoo Studios in Lewis, there was about 25, 30 people in the audience. I brought Andrew Norton Webber down from London, and he gave a talk. Yeah. Well, I'd met him at a talk in London, and I said, please, would you come down and talk to some people? He said, yeah, sure. So, and I love him. He's the best man in the world. So anyway, he went down, but he said, I'm only going to give a talk if you give a talk and give your testimonial. And I was like, oh, God, it's a bit nerve-wracking in front of people, in a room. It's different on the radio, even though that can be nerve-wracking. Anyway, that day, I hadn't eaten great food because we've been travelling, and I was a bit dehydrated. But as soon as we got there, I started upping my distilled water and looping, and I was looping. And by the time he'd spoken for about an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours to begin with, and then when I did my bit, I brought a glass of my pee out to show them, because I wanted to show them that it's literally clear as anything, just tiny, tiny, pale yellow. and not smelly or anything. And I just wanted to show everybody what it can look like. And as soon as I showed them the glass, everyone was going, God, that can't be your wee, it's not even yellow and da-da-da. And I said, well, pass it round and just have a sniff, you'll see, it's not offensive, it's not horrible at all. And yours can be like that very quickly too. Anyway, some guy in the back just said, oh, can I try some? And I just said, well, if you really want to. 9 total strangers drank my pee.
Wow.
Tasted my wee. All said that it was quite incredible and it wasn't it was nice, and they were amazed. They all have since and are still on urine and have this incredible connection with me. Yeah. And I am connected to them. We've partaken, and I think...
Apart from that, though, it's even all the other evidence. And that, I just read you the title of that book, which you've probably all heard of, and that woman that was going through hell, she's had every condition known to man inflicted on her. And as soon as she went on urine therapy, her whole life changed. She'd spent her life on pharmaceutical medicine, going through hell, nearly dying. And then as soon as she tried the urine therapy, she was in heaven. And what more evidence do you need?
There's another wonderful book by John Armstrong called The Water of Life, and he got, he saved people who were on their deathbed. Amazing. But that's another wonderful. There's lots of them, and I've put a link in the chat room of a new film that's coming out. It's just a trailer at the moment. It's called Midstream Miracles, and he's a guy from the group that I'm in who's made this film. And that's going to be very beautiful, of people all over the world who drink their pee. And it's actually becoming, quite mainstream. The more we're talking about it and mentioning it to other people, you don't have to say to somebody that you meet, I drink my pee. You could say, oh, I'm sure I've heard that, that weed's very good and da-da-da. And you'd be surprised that your common or guy in the street will go, yes, I've heard that, because this is 100 Monkey.
Yeah, the way you do it. Yeah.
We're putting it out in the ether, and so it's, being caught up in people's minds. And then when you mention it, they register with it, and they go, oh yeah, I've heard that. Oh yeah, this must, before you know it, I reckon, give it another couple of years, and there probably won't be many people left who aren't on their pee.
Exactly. The link, Cole just put it up. Martha Christie, Your Own Perfect Medicine.
That's the book. That's it,
yeah, you can go to all-natural.com/urine. That's all-natural.com. All right? And it's Your Own Perfect Medicine. Again, it's the hair of the dog that bit you. Quit pissing your life away. Quite literally.
Yeah.
All these sayings are there for a reason. These are the allegories that we've been missing. We thought it meant something else. Now I have a whole different meaning for shooting the bull. Okay? That's taking the Vatican down.
There's something I want to say. It's very strange. I want to know you guys' opinion about this guru Osho. I think it's Osho. Do you guys know him? Osho?
No. Does here's the only question I ask. Does he charge money for running his little guru sessions?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I like to know.
Yeah, for that, because a lot of people in Facebook say, Osho is the guy.
Yeah.
And I see other day a video, and he's very disgusting because he say it's more about like that I am the new guru of the rich people.
Okay, well here let me put it straight. He's the new I'm the new U rug. Okay? A guru. Sorry. Yeah, you can wipe your feet on me. No, I'll tell you, a guru that doesn't know who they are is exactly the guru you don't want to be listening to, because that guru is still playing in the whore of Babylon commerce and doesn't know it. Go back
for sure.
Go back to sleep.
I don't understand. He's I don't know it's true, but people say that he gets like 20 Rolls Royce. He has like
he's in it for the money.
Yeah.
That's all that is, my friend. How much admission have you paid to come and listen to these shows?
Nothing.
How much have you learned?
A lot.
Everything.
Truth belongs to all.
Everything that no money can buy it.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Yeah. And another little touch on guru, which is even better, is if you actually spell it G-U-R-U. That is who a guru is. You are you.
Uh-huh. See?
Yeah.
Better by better, baby.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
I was researching about words in Portuguese that there is some not so good meanings, and I remember that Kate other day say about followers. It's like how it was, Kate, falling down.
They're the followers.
Followers.
They're
yes.
falling. They're falling lower. That's what a follower is.
Oh wow.
Yeah. In Portuguese, followers. It's seguidores. And seguidores, the meaning it's like follow the pain. That and I see that I say, oh, that's very great, because it's more or less like the same meaning but with other words. Seguidores is following the pain.
Yeah, it's just again, follower was an early word for me. Fall lower. No thanks, I'm good. I'm going to start climbing now. Thanks.
God, Kate, that's so obvious when you say that. It's just one of those ones you never get, but that's so obvious. Wow.
It's phonics. We got taken away from hearing to bring here the meanings. We got spellbound, so that every word became a visual, not a sonic. Right, or right. You see? Mm-hmm. Now you can assume which one I said, but I know which one I said, and I always say ritual, R-I-T-E. That's my intent to create. So that's why when I write something, it is my intention. That's why when I sent out the summons of the dead, it was my intention. No messing with it, no assumption or presumption, wickbod. I am intending. Fuck you. And politely, with love, of course, because you are the corruptible and I'm here. We were there once. They're the kindergarten kids that we're here to show the way home, right? They're the sleepies. Yeah. They're the ones that are, thinking it's okay to, rape kids and murder them and all, steal. And that's, everything they're doing is everything we teach a child in kindergarten not to do. So what are they? They haven't even got out of kindergarten yet. They haven't even got into kindergarten.
Yeah.
So how can are we going to stand around beating 5-year-old, mentally handicapped children, or are we going to open our arms up and be the light? That's why the summons of the dead went out. I just pointed out the facts, and there's nothing malicious in it. It's, here you are. You want to see what you are? I'm going to put you in front of the class, boys and girls, and I'm going to show you what you are, and let's see what you think now. I'm going to make you known because that's what you wish. That's your wish. Well, if you didn't want to be known, then what are you doing fucking with me?
Kid, you're not doing anything to them.
No.
You're breaking their ego.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You're breaking the ego. That's the bottom line of it.
Well, again, if they can't figure out the kindergarten aspect of, you don't steal from your friends, and stop hitting your friends. Let them play. Share. Come on, you got to share. Everyone's here together. Oh, come on, don't. And that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with governments and Obama and Harper and Rothschild and Elizabeth, by the way. And little Frankie, little Pope Frankie. Okay, that's what these. They are less than childlike because one, they haven't found their own innocence yet. And, all of the things they're doing cries for help. And that's what we need to do. That's why we cannot be with vengeance. Love thine nemesis. No vengeance. Enemies.
Yeah.
Do you think they have souls? I don't think they have souls.
Well, whether they do or not, maybe they're here to learn to find one. My job is very simple for me. Unconditional. They've done what they've done. I gained much in my experience of not wanting to be them. They were my perfect contrasting mirror. That they are what I would not do. You see, there is my own internal duality, my own divine feminine masculine that says, is that something I would do, intend, or is that something I wouldn't do, intend? You see, because if you are ignorant, being ignorant is a willful act. You intend to be ignorant by not seeking knowledge. You can either intend knowledge or you can intend ignorance. The intention is still the same.
Is it so? Sorry, is everything they do is because of our ignorance, because we've handed so much away and we've given all this away within ourselves. They do this because we've given it to them almost, so it's our fault in a large extent as well. Does that make sense?
It's a neutral. See, there's where we're better than them or they're better than us. Not that way at all. This is where you hit the 0 point. You see, because everything that I went through, I was given what I know. I'm grateful. And everything that I'm trying to share is what I know, and I'm giving it to them, and some of them will be grateful. You see, so this is how we do this together. We don't go around beating each other up on this planet. There are some psychotic, very misaligned entities here that need to be brought into the light, their own light. You see, this is their light. This is, we create as the creators, and what they have envisioned is this illusion. This is their light. So what I'm doing now is bringing those vampires into their own light. So when I call out people like Karen Farbridge, the mayor, who is the most culpable in the city of Guelph, I'm calling her out because she is. Not because I have a personal vendetta with her. No, you chose the role, you chose the post, you chose the chains of office. Those are your willful intents. You want the fame and the glory? Well, there's some shit that comes with it, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what that saying means. Right? So again, that's where the singularity comes in. And these people, whether they learn or not, that's their choice, not mine. I'm just planting seeds. That's my willful intent, going out there saying, that's not what I wish.
For sure.
Again, it's a very fine line to walk, but it is one that has to be walked as far as I'm concerned. But listen, we got about 10 minutes, and someone had asked about me playing rescue. So why don't I do that now, and we'll come back for the last minute or two until we roll off the air. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. These little episodes that we join together in are as vastly important to me as I hope they are to you.
Definitely.
So
for me, it's very important.
Well, we do it together, and that's all there is to it. So here you go. Oops. I'm going to play radio DJ. Hang on a sec. Watch this. Here we go. Ready?
Go for it.
Ready.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
All right. Okay. Rescue. Here we go. I think if we get people emailing in, they can decide whether this song makes the album or not. All right.
Take my hand, rest your weary heart a moment. One last stand for what you've always dreamed of. Here I am, an island in your stormy waters, and rescue. It's just a word away, it's just a word away. I've watched you try, I've seen you spread your wings to fly, without a place to land, not so much as one horizon, but you push on through every wall that still surrounds you. Set down your stubborn pride, it's a friendship I can't hide, so take my hand. Rest your weary heart a moment. One last stand for what you've always dreamed of. Here I am, an island in your stormy waters, and rescue. It's just a word away, it's just a word away. You think that I don't hear you when you say you'll find that's true. It's what you cannot say, it's your eyes that give away. I know when my friend's hurting, that's why I'll share the burden. I've been where you are right now, I'm still there, still learning how. So take my hand, rest your weary heart a moment. One last stand for what you've always dreamed of. Here I am, an island in your stormy waters, and rescue is just a word away. It's just a word away. Take my hand, rest your weary heart a moment. One last stand for what you've always dreamed of. Here I am, an island in your stormy waters, and rescue is just a word away. I said rescue is just a word away. Hey, it's just a word away.
And the quick ending. I was going to be on the ball for that one. There you go, rescue. Ta-da!
I was so singing then.
Yeah, I was tempted. I'll jump in sometimes and sing along, but yeah, you know, again, another great night, guys. I think we got a lot of stuff hammered home, a lot of realities and different things to be looking at. Most important thing right now is get on your Wii.
Cool.
Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
My pleasure. Thank you. Yes, Keisha.
Kate, I'd like to say a big, massive thank you to you and to everyone else that comes on the calls. It's just been the most amazing 3 or 4 months in my life, and I've enjoyed every second of it.
There you go. Dead on.
Loving it. Dead on. Dead on. And happy birthday too to you.
Boy, am I going to get this for the next 8 days or what?
Yes.
Oh, my. Well, thanks.
And it's well deserved. Well deserved. You're wonderful.
Well, let's get this puppy home, and then we'll sit around and have a few pints, shall we?
Yeah, you sure will. Pints of Guinness.
I'll be right there at the table with you, huh? Absolutely, yep. You know. But, again, we do this together, guys, and I'm not talking just us. I'm talking, you know, those that we look at as being the, quote, enemy, unquote. You know, someone had wrote, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Sorry, I don't have any enemies.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
One love.
That's archaic thinking. That is duality thinking. No, the enemy.
Just actors.
Exactly. All the world's a stage.
One love.
For sure.
You can choose to be a stagehand. You can choose to be an extra, or you can step up and choose a, you know, starring role.
Yeah.
And then of course.
And write your script as you go.
And the allegory is, once you become a very well-known actor, chances are you take on what role? The role of a director.
That is the best.
But
making your own movies.
Exactly. So I will say about my only comment regarding gurus in general, if they're out there charging money and claiming to be this, that, and a bag of chips, tell them to go fuck themselves, because they don't know their arse from a hole in the ground, because they certainly don't know who the fuck they are. They're the most asleep. They're still sucking on the tits of the whore of Babylon, and it's pure poison.
This guy's the worst one. It's his famous, this Ocho. I don't know, but a lot of people put in their Facebook, Osho say that, Osho say blah blah blah. But
never felt right to me at all.
But again, there's a lot of people who are very conned by wanting to follow someone, because again they're not looking to themselves.
Of course.
You know, and that's a really easy way to stay asleep. I'm staying asleep, but look at me, I'm New Age. Look at me, I'm spiritual.
I'm an idol, worship me.
Yeah.
No thanks. I shall have no other gods before me. And just want to get this out before we sign off. Again, a great big thank you to criticalmassradio.co.uk. If you have a couple of pence or a couple of cents you can spare, pop over to the main site there. It's a donate button. It's a very easy process. Unfortunately, people like me can't do that. I can. I have a connection there, but and I will. Watch me. Yeah. Yeah. Even me.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, there's we got to do this together. So
we do indeed.
You know, if there's anything anyone can help with, please do. And again, no guilt involved here either. The intent is even more help. So let's get the vibes high and keep pushing this little row you boat forward, shall we?
For sure.
Well, I got to say, much love. We're going to knock off here in about 10-15 seconds. Much love to all you guys. Thanks again, and don't forget tomorrow night, open forum outside the box, right here on Critical Mass Radio Online.
Yay!
Okay,
love back, guys. Love back. Love you all. You're fantastic, all of you.
Love you all.
Bye, people. Thanks for today.
Oh, Eric, thank you. Keep your light shining bright. I can see you all from here.
Thank you.
Night, sweet pea.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
Bye, Kate.
Much love to you guys. Take care.
You too, Kate.
Good night. Good night, Jim Bob.
Night, honey.
Good night, Jim Bag. Good night, Lon.
And make sure you drink your sweet pea.
Yeah. We'll talk to you guys tonight.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
And good evening, all. Welcome to Syncretism here on Friday night. Just one sec. Let me see how many I got here. Just give me a second here. Oh, yeah, there's a... Let me see, maybe... it's only about 30 or 40 there. That should make it up to about 100, though. So I'll just send that. Okay. Anyway, I just like to keep everybody in real time. Send. Yeah. Had a little chat with Carol just before I came on the air there, and she asked me how my day was. And I said, my day's going great. I'm not sure about all these people getting this email, though. Well, sorry about your luck, but there it is. Anyway, so I'm just, doing my thing, hanging out, and I should be up. I have quite a few thousand done before this weekend's out, so it's going to be a real fun Monday for some people. That's what you get for taking the weekend. Oh, the birds are up on the deck to visit. There we go. Anyway, where are we here? Let me just check here. Just wanted to see, because I wasn't sure if Santo was going to be able to make it tonight or not, so I guess we'll find out. And let me see here. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that. Just give me a second here, Eric, and mute your mic out, please, on your end, and the show, because I'll bring you in, and that way you can kind of sit tight. And let me see who else wanted in here. Just checking, guys. So the first few minutes of the show, just trying to get everybody comfy, cozy, and what have you. So. Oh, there we go. Let me go to this one. Make sure I get everybody. And who actually initiated a call from another little group. But anyway, let me see. Yeah, thanks, Ninja. Look at you go. In the 11 stuff room is the information to call in all by yourself. So there we go. Hello, Nav. Who else we got? Janet. Kishi, of course. Yay. Everybody, yay. And Disco Silva, love it. You guys got some of the coolest handles. It's really neat. Okay. Anyway, stuff happens. What do you mean stuff? Shit happens. Ask the system. So, continue on a bit from last night. We seem to be, a little bit on fire here, so that works for me. Now, I had a chance to have a chat with Ninja earlier as well today. Had a rather interesting phone call. It was one of those perfect moments. And by the way, I should mention that I sent that email. Of course, I don't plan these things. They just kind of, well, you know me, I don't plan anything. I just kind of do what I do and keep going. But when I sent the email yesterday, it was, of course, sent at June 6th. I sent it at 6:31 and 31 seconds. So there's a 13 in the mirror both times, plus a 666. So I thought it was kind of cool. And of course, when I sent the first one out tonight, because I was hunting through some things, it was at 6:45, which is of course 15. That's my magic number. And by the way, 15 is 9 and 6 combined. That's your yin yang. That's why 15 is such a powerful number. And isn't it funny that I was also born on a waxing moon, where it was a half moon, literally, like right down the middle. So again, all these little idiosyncrasies popped up like crazy today. What was the other one? Oh, Summons of the Dead is 96.3 kilobytes. 963. You know how we were talking about that last night? Oh yeah, so just all sorts of stuff. I mean, you cannot plan to write something that is exactly 96.3 kilobytes. Well, you could, but sorry, I just haven't got the time for that. But all things for a reason. But I had this really interesting call come in this morning from the place I got my winter coat that kept me in the fight out all winter basically. And
take the Royal Post Office. When I dreamt that, and when I woke up, I just like dong 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 dong.
No, exactly. And just a little shout out to Tony there. Yeah, you can tag me on Skype. So just letting you know, it's all good. That's what happens when I never close doors, right? So we'll see where that one goes. You know me, always always a rescue diver, but this rescue diver standing on the beach. You think you can make it? Well, come on ashore. Can't help you from here.
The sound's really not good tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you keep breaking up.
What are the odds? Well, everything seems to be okay here. Haven't got yet. Nav's got good sound. Anybody else having issues with sound? It could just be the Skype, Miranda.
Oh, yeah, no, maybe it is, yeah.
Yeah, because it can be a bit odd between Skypes. So, we've talked before. The old that kind of stuff going on. Yeah. But thank you guys. Thanks, Shay and Colin. Hey, how's it going? And thank you. Yeah, the old reconnect if your sound is bad. Well, it's for me if I hiccups. If I go to reconnect, the show goes on hold. Yeah, it kind of works that way, right? Because I'm the one logged into the board, so there you go. But we got a lot of really good information out last night with regards to urine therapy. Wee all the way home, right? The Three Little Pigs. Ring a bell? Anybody? The allegory? I'm just saying, I'm going to make it really simple for those that are still stuck on their TLB ego. TLB for the new people is tricky little bastard that makes you think it's you, and it tries to be really clever. Okay, I love the aphorism. Oh, I'm going to read it as soon as I get to it. I get aphorisms sent to me in emails every day. I don't always put them up, but the ones that I see as relevant, and of course this one is very relevant, that I got. Let me see. I got this one this morning. This is what I think of your egos and your tricky little bastards and all the silly little questions that people like to ask all the time. And I'm saying that not because it's the people, but it's the ego's desire to analyze or analize everything. You don't have to feel your way through. We're trying to get people to start feeling their way back, right? You've been thinking all along. Where's it got you? Right. Okay, time to change course, change tack on this one. So here's the aphorism. It's number 92. Transcendent wisdom. I mean in everything. The first and highest rule of all deed and speech, the more necessary to be followed, the higher and more numerous our post, is an ounce of wisdom. Here's the key. An ounce of wisdom is worth more than tons of cleverness. It is the only sure way, though it may not gain so much applause. The reputation of wisdom is the last triumph of fame. It is enough if you satisfy the wise, for their judgment is the touchstone of true success. Again, an ounce of wisdom is worth more than tons of cleverness. Guess where wisdom comes from? It can only come from one place. Experience. You can theorize all you want. You can read every book in the planet and never do a damn thing about it, and you have got not 1 ounce of wisdom in you. What you have is practical theory that was never put into practical use. Right? That's the tricky little bastard. It's the practical theory university type. This is, that's great. What about this and this and this? Shut up. Okay? Wisdom is going to speak to you now. And there is much wisdom in the Love and Stuff room. Drink your wee, shut up. Is that pretty clear? Seems pretty clear to me. I didn't have to second guess it, because everything that I looked at very quickly, everything resonated. Yeah, that's total. Yeah, absolutely. But then again, I'd already read the Book of Aquarius, right? So that was kind of a long, drawn-out sort of thing about making the Philosopher's Stone instead of just. I think what these guys were trying to do was to condense it, and that way they wouldn't have to drink the wee every day. They just have to take little chunks of this Philosopher's Stone every so often. And it was like and we did this for 8.5 days, 24 hours, all night, all day, and set Guelph on the map with a world record. Of course, I kind of figured that anyway. But it was oh my goodness, it was all about club. Never mind, the 65 people that were involved actually doing this. But anyway, that was a little pet peeve at the time. Even got a notice or a letter from the mayor, the one involved in all the fraud. This is what I mean. They couldn't love me enough, and then they couldn't try to destroy me enough. It was really funny. Thanking Sue and myself for the effort we did with giving Guelph a world record and all the rest of the shite that goes along with that. So I was thinking to myself, am I ready to take on the world stage again, and be a part of that again? Because I've done it a few times. Judge Bows to Sovereign. So I mean, it's not like, that's why I tell people, don't think that you can't. I used to, and lo and behold, things always happen. That if the intent is there and the will behind it, absolutely, you are the most incredible spark of light in the universe. I know that. Mirror, mirror. And so the thought hit me. It says, am I really ready for the world stage? And I answered myself, yeah, I'm ready. And it was about that time that the phone went off. So that was the universe telling me that your new outfit is ready, and time to get the show on the road. So you had to be a part of it. But these are my little breadcrumbs and whatnot. And this was something that happened today. So I'm going to try to get into showing you more of the allegories that you can look at. Now, probably those in the U.S. and probably the U.K., I'm not sure as far as other parts of the world, but they've been having these like alien, crash landing scenarios where, at schoolyards and stuff. And then of course they've had that. I think FEMA was doing the zombie sort of thing. And this is why you got to start laughing at this shit, guys. It's hilarious when you see it for what it is. It's like, wake up, see the funniness, right? Creator's a joker, trust me. Anyway, so and of course all the different movies over the years. And there was a series that was on. I don't know if it's still on now or not. I haven't watched TV in a long time. But there was one series that I had a lot of fun watching because it was very, very well done, and it was, I believe, called The Walking Dead. And it was on one of those arts stations or whatever, so it wasn't like a mainstream, but it was getting all sorts of awards. I think I watched maybe a season and a half of it. And then I correlated it to humanity overall. You see, this is the one little fractal of the whole. So what I saw that as, and this is the Polaroid coming into view I'm trying to share. This is that download I was talking about. And when you look at it, okay, the main character in it was a local sheriff. Of course, what is the sheriff? He or she is the highest in terms of their legal system. is the highest authority in any county. Basically, the sheriff is God. And I mean, this is part of what I'm seeing happening now with sheriffs standing. That's divine law. That's the analogy or the allegory for divine law coming back into force. And so I saw that as, okay, it's divine law leading this ragtag group of people that survived this viral outbreak. That turned everybody into a zombie, except a handful of people here and there. Now, isn't that interesting? How alone have you felt in knowing what you do? Do you not often feel that you're surrounded by zombies? The Walking Dead, as it were? And of course, we know what the Walking Dead truly is. It's the allegory of the birth certificate and how they killed us at birth, created the debt obligation, skinned us alive, basically, and made us cannibalize each other by using the skin or money of their system. And of course, the more money you go after, the more cannibalistic you are. And of course, what do zombies do? Well, the first thing they want to do is go over and eat the healthy meat, right? Kill the ones that haven't been, affected, because their DNA was programmed a little bit higher, and they withstood the virus. And that's exactly what you have done. You've withstood the virus. It was interesting because I was thinking about a little bit about Harry Potter, and I call this Harry Potterville, Oz or whatever, as I refer to the illusion. And I was pondering, some things in Harry Potter, and then of course the name Hermione came up, and I thought, oh, isn't that interesting? Her-my-one, so. I thought that was kind of neat. And then, of course, do, re, mi, M-I, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, right? Never go back to the money. Never go back to the money. So I'm going to try, as we go out of the gate here, I'm going to try to point out how to see an allegory and see it conveyed fractally. Because that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with fractals. Everything is an allegory. Everything is an allegory. And I mean that literally. It's the only time I mean it literally. It's all allegory, everything. Everything is happening right now. That was the main message behind Cloud Atlas. I think 6 parallel lifetimes going at the same time during the same movie, and that's the allegory of everything that's happening now. All potentials are happening right now. Which one are we in? Which one are we, experiencing? And anyway, so I got thinking about Hermione, and then, of course, the young lady that played it was Emma Watson, and I just, for whatever reason, it was the whole Hermione thing, and starting to. This is part of that Polaroid I was saying that was beginning to develop. As I go on here for the next few minutes, you'll understand what I'm saying, hopefully. Anyway, so thought left me, but during that, the phone went off. It was in the house, and I went in and I missed it, my cell phone, and so I looked at it and said, "Oh, Terraware." That's where I got my coat. Catherine, that owns the place, is a very interesting Aquarian and very wide awake. So are her staff, which was kind of odd that went there. But then you have the ta-ra-ware. Now the word ware, there's that as below W with ra in the mirror and E for reverse of darkness being light. And when we talk about like warehousing, right, that's goods, selling your wares, as it was. So when I ever use the word aware, what I'm really saying is I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the goods. No. I'm aware, and A before a letter means not. It negates the word, and then of course where or wares, not awares. So I'm certainly not buying. And then of course I call back just to see. Okay, well, gee, I wonder why Terraware's calling. So I called and I said, "Hey, this is Kate calling. You guys just called." And the young lady on the other end, "Yeah, this is Emma. Your new outfit is ready." And I, "A new outfit?" I that's kind of odd, because I didn't order one. Kind of not in that position, unless someone over there is being really nice and, you know, whatever. But no, there's nothing that I know of. And she said, well, that's kind of weird, because I have your number here to call you. And anyway, so she said, I'll go talk to Kathy and, you know, give you a call back or whatever. I haven't heard anything, but the message had already been delivered as far as I'm concerned. Because I was pondering, while I was thinking of the Harry Potter stuff, I was pondering, you know, the city of Guelph and, you know, setting the world stage there. It was through, this is again the thought that goes into intent, put the will behind it and create it. And that's how I started. I'd already been involved in a world record event. I got 3 world records with it, with the group. And I thought, well, you know, that was 181 hours concert. And I thought, well, I can beat that. I've got enough people around that we could beat that, no problem. So set to planning it with Sue and myself. And of course, lo and behold, we got everything worked out, and the world record was set for 200 hours, 8.5 days, nonstop, 24 hours. The rules were simple: no more than 5 minutes between performers and no more than 2 minutes between songs. And isn't it interesting that all the zombies want to come and attack and feed on your brain, right? There's your system again. You know, your cops, your judges, your lawyers, your politicians, your kings and queens and popes and all the rest of these guys, right? So they're the zombies. They're the walking dead, the living dead, right? And you are the ones that were the sheriff and the ragtag group of people that were trying to survive any way you could, knowing what you did. And because, of course, zombies, they're not thinking. They're just meat sticks looking for meat. That's it. And that's effectively what humanity has been turned into, but it's awakening now, right? So just trying to show you the zombie analogy as compared to the legal system. Because these allegories everywhere are trying to tell you what to look for. How can you see it? So I'm just trying to further this whole idea of how to look at things, or how to see beyond their veil. And I mean, the correlations keep going and going and going, but it resonated on all levels. And you know, here we are surrounded with zombies, and some of them were healing, and more of them are awakening from their Walking Dead sleep. You know, there's the movie Dead Man Walking, right? So oh yeah, there's all sorts of different things here. So, but what do we got? Just checking down. Okay, yeah, Rosanna, I can do that, hon. I'll bring you in with me. And I've got Eric in there. Just mute out your mic, okay? I know you don't want to speak, so I'll just bring you in here. All right, so there we go. Love and stuff. Okay, going back to the room. Yeah, we have Carol in the call here, so I'll open up Carol's mic. And there you go. There. Carol, you there?
Yeah, honey, I'm here. I just want to let you know we sang happy birthday to you last night on our call.
Really?
Yeah, we had Doc C down in El Paso. She has a birthday on the same day, on Saturday the 15th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we sang happy birthday to you and to Doc C.
Oh, well, thank you very much, and happy birthday, Doc C.
We love you,
Excellent.
honey.
Oh,
I'll mute out.
You're loved right back. I'll leave your mic open, so jump in when you want.
Thank you, dear one.
No worries, kiddo. All right. Better open up Miranda's mic, because she's sitting there, and I know she's chomping. Miranda's always chomping at the bit. That's why I get along with her.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm really good. Really, really good. I was so blown away. Last night was just like...
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Patty to jump in here again, because I didn't even take the time really until just before the show. I'm actually, when I was loading up the document to Katie's Cove, that's a Facebook group. I'm probably going to start another one that's open, because I can't make this one not secret. Anyway, so I'll probably do another Katie's Cove. But anyway, I load up I did that so I could load documents. And when I was loading it up, that's when I noticed it was 96.3. I hadn't noticed how many kilobytes it was, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, 963. Are you kidding me here? You know, you can't plan. Well, you can, but I didn't plan it. It's just like, woo, that's kind of cool. So there you go. And Patty just took it right out of the water last night.
And stuff today though has been resonating more and more. I sent round that thing on the Mayan astrology.
Yeah.
And when I read mine, it was all about single lines and dots. I was thinking, oh, what? Here's all the circles and the lines again. And then today I was in the woods trying to do a lexigram of the pyramids. And I've got quite a lot of words. I haven't managed to do a lexigram yet because that doesn't always come straight away. But it's very fascinating what is within, of course, would be there.
Yeah. Well, again, lexicograms, like songs, like, you know, everything else, they're downloads. They're not something you can just sit and do. It's like you said before that, you know, be out walking in the you'll be out for a walk in the woods or whatever, and then it'll hit you, and then you have to sit and write it all out, right?
Yeah, like the